Alrighty, welcome to Whitney Forum and ready for another edition of Flow Hockey here. The Flin Flon Bombers getting set to take on, well, they might be second place in the standings, but who's kidding who? Everybody knows the Humboldt Broncos, the best team in this league this season. An incredible 13-4. They've won 7 straight games and have knocked off the Bombers not once but twice in their own building back in October. I'll tell you what, that game on the 27th, that 4-3 shootout thriller, the best game I witnessed all year. The two goaltenders that night, Charlie Tritt, who is not playing tonight actually. They're going to let Nick Kotai get the start, but Tritt was in between the pipes. Devin Peck, best goaltending I've seen all year. A sensational hockey game, and I will say this, if those two teams can take over where they left off that night, we're in for a very entertaining weekend of hockey. Just getting ready for our national anthem here. Alrighty, I believe that was the French immersion group here from McIsaac School that did the national anthem here tonight. We're getting set to get down to business here between two premier hockey clubs and two teams that have a rich history. Of course, they seem to meet each other in the playoffs each and every single season. Bombers ended the Broncos season last year. Not before, though. Humboldt got it to 6 games, a very memorable series. And I'll tell you what, this Humboldt team, as deep as anybody, and that top line of Jacob Strizzy, who leads the league in points, Jeter Cordy and Connor Miller, the best line in the league, bar none. And Flin Flon will have to do everything they can in both these games to try to contain them. But there's a lot more to them than just that one line. They feel they've got 4 solid lines. They got arguably the best D-core and certainly 2 pretty good goaltenders. Kotai, we'll see what he can do tonight. His first look at Flin Flon is Charlie Tritt has played the first 2 games. As for Flin Flon, they're starting to come into their own as well. Unbeaten in their last 5. And of course, Devin Peck has been very good in those games, and he'll get the call for Flin Flon tonight. Peck on the season, by the way, so far this year, sitting with a record of 9-4-1, a goals against of his goals against average here is 2.25, his save percentage 906. Kotai, the backup to Tritt, but they feel that he's a very capable guy, but very well could have a bright future. 2-2 on the year. His goals against average sitting at 3.91 and a save percentage of 897. So numbers I'm sure you'd like to see get better, but you'll obviously need to play a little bit more as we're underway here at the Whitney Forum. That's picked up by Fofanoff along the boards into the big Humboldt D-man McElwain. McElwain's got the puck inside his own zone. He'll take, we got a Humboldt Bronco down and behind the play here. Fofanoff. That's picked up by Fofanoff along the boards into the big Humboldt D-man McElwain. McElwain's got the puck inside his own zone. He'll take, we got a Humboldt Bronco down and behind the play here. Was following the play. Sorry, Landon Alexander's going to take the charging call. So a power play for the Broncos right off the hop here tonight, who have the kind of a surprise, the 8th ranked power play. The Bronco penalty kill, very good, ranked number 1, but their power play right now ranked number 8. But obviously bigger concern for Braden Klamosko right now. Fofanoff, the big Humboldt D-man. Sensational hockey player, as we all know. He's down, and they're trying to get him back up to his feet. Looks like he's back up. And the good news is, looks like he's going to stay in the game, so he'll make his way to the Humboldt bench, and they'll go to the power play with just 27 seconds gone here in this opening period. The question being, they're discussing this, it might be more than 2 minutes possibly. And again, I apologize, did not see it in behind the play. I was following the puck. I heard the crowd react, but you know, you're following the puck up the ice. And good news is Fofanoff, good looking D-man. Looks like he's a little bit shaken up, but he looks like he's going to remain on the Humboldt bench, which is good news for Braden Klamosko and, of course, the Humboldt Broncos here tonight. So Humboldt power play coming up. I guess they're deciding how long the penalty is going to be. We'll see if it's double minor or 2, or Cordy getting the instructions here for the, it looks like just 2 minutes it is. Now we'll get a face-off inside the Flin Flon zone here to the left of the goaltender, Devin Peck, who no doubt will get tested a lot in this game. Miller will take the face-off here against the Bombers' Joey Lees. Lees, the Bombers' leading scorer this year, their only player in the top 20 in scoring. As the Broncos will work it free, there's Jacob Strizzy. You're going to see a lot of him on this power play, and a lot in this game. Back to Knutson at the point. He gets rid of it quickly to Cordy. Side of the net, there's a chance in front for Strizzy over top of his stick. Knutson will knock it down. Fanned on it. That's picked off here by Mounier. And sent down the ice, and Kotai will stop this back of the Bronco net. Picked up there by Knutson. Boy, this Humboldt team just loaded with talent. Knutson, the Humboldt captain, will drop that one back. Picked up here by Miller at center. He'll get a hold of it. He'll rip it inside the Flin Flon zone. Around the boards it goes. Mounier got a stick on it. Tried to knock it down. Broncos hold it in. That's Miller. Now it gets away and picked up here by Vachon, the Bomber D-man. He'll send it down the ice. 1:17 to go on the power play. 18:48 to go in this opening period. Early power play here for the Broncos tonight. They've got the puck. They'll skate with it up the ice. Here comes Cordy again to center. Over to Miller. He'll dump it in deep. Yakimchuk tried to get back and contain him in the corner. Broncos work it up back to the right point to McElwain. McElwain through traffic. Goes wide. Miller tried to pick it up. Grabbed here instead by Mansley. Back to the blue line. Held in by McElwain. Spins. Fires over top of the net. It goes. Comes right back up front. And a chance there for the Broncos. Miller, but it hits a stick and goes over the glass and out of play. 46 seconds remaining in the Humboldt power play, like we mentioned. Ranked 8th overall in the league. The Bomber penalty kill, by the way, ranked 5th overall. It's gotten a lot better as the year's gone on. Bomber PK ranked 5th at 81%. The Bronco power play 8th, 17.6 as the second unit comes out. Phillips making his Humboldt Bronco debut. They've just picked him up from Victoria, the BCHL. 6'7", and he takes the face-off and gets the puck in behind the Flin Flon Bomber net. Boy, this Humboldt team getting even deeper, but Klamosko with the experience knows how to find players. Puck will come back to center ice. McElwain forced back inside the Humboldt zone. Wide Stetton will watch him. Just 23 seconds to go in the Humboldt power play. Here comes McElwain. He'll skate with it to center. Dropped it back. Broncos go to work inside the Flin Flon zone. Back out front. There's an opportunity here, but they couldn't pull the trigger. They'll work it back to Skogstad at the blue line. He spins and fires up and goes wide. Loose puck is picked up this time by Flint. Back to blue line it goes. Skogstad a chance. He scores! I think Phillips redirected that one out front, and he did. And the big 6'7" product out of Ottawa will have his first SJHL goal. Here it is at the blue line, the quick shot. They work it back to blue line. There's McElwain back to Skogstad. Here's the chance, and you better believe it. The big guy parked out front. Phillips has got it. And it's a power play goal by the Broncos. And Phillips will have his first here in a Humboldt uniform. Has OHL experience, but played, like we said, with Victoria recently. And the Humboldt Broncos, who won 7 straight games, get off to a good start here tonight as they take a 1-0 lead. The power play goal by Phillips. Skogstad will get 1 assist. We'll see if a second one is added, but Humboldt already in front here, 1-0. Bombers hold it in. There's a shot on Kotai. He'll kick that one away. Looking to pick up the rebound that time was the Bombers' Delisle as he sent it back in. Humboldt will quickly clear it out, though. Mounier back to his blue line. Played that ahead to center ice. Picked up here by Martin. He'll dump it in. Knocked down in front of the net that time by Holowachuk. He ran into some trouble but got some support. Broncos play it ahead. Grabbed quickly at center ice here by Kaminski. He'll dump the puck inside the Flin Flon zone. Fashon back to knock it away from him. Flin Flon will work it back up the ice. Here comes Sam Ward, another former BCHLer, back up to center ice. Chipped ahead, picked up by L'Esperance. He dumped it in. Knocked away, but picked up in the corner here by the Bombers' Ulmer. Broncos Try to get the puck out. There's Strizzy. Looking to get a stick on it. Picked up instead by Ulmer. Brought it in. Tried to get away from the D-man that time. That was Paulson. Paulson, a big boy as well, will pin up his guy. Cordy will get it free here for the Broncos. He'll flip it outside the zone. Miller, the quick skating Miller, will poke it inside the Flin Flon zone. He throws it out front. Nobody there. Ulmer will pick it up. He'll take off the other way. Here comes Ulmer across the Humboldt line. Tried to get that up front to Bowman. Broke it up. Broncos get it back. McElwain will take off to center. Here comes McElwain across the Bomber line. Try to come back out front. Knocked away that time by Yakubchuk. Plays it ahead to Lesbrance. Lesbrance will pick it up at center ice, and he'll dump it back inside the Humboldt zone. Bombers will make up a wholesale change. Puck picked up by Holowachuk, and he gets it back to center. The smooth skating Flint couldn't get a stick on it. Flin Flon dumps it right back in. Here comes Wyatt Stinton in pursuit. Lost in the corner. McElwain's got it for the Broncos. They'll clear it out. Alexander picked it off. He fired it right back in. Here's McElwain in front of the Humboldt net, looking for someone to give it to. Up off Skogstad's skate. Puck will roll in the Flin Flon zone. They're going to say icing. And they'll blow that down with 15:27 to go here in the opening period. The Humboldt Broncos a 1-0 lead as Oliver Phillips in his Humboldt Bronco debut has scored on the power play here early. And the Broncos, hottest team in the SJHL with 7 straight victories, have taken a 1-0 lead here early in the game. And 13-4 overall, 1 point behind the Kinnersley Clippers. The Broncos do have 3 games in hand. And certainly have a nice program again in Humboldt this year. Broncos win the faceoff. They can't get the puck out though, held in here by Martin. Trying to throw that back out front, but intercepted that time by Holowachuk. He's having a nice game. He'll skate with it, dropped it back. Broncos trying to throw it back out front. That's scooped up here by Delisle. 3 Bombers away. Delisle down the wing. Nice pass off front. Nuka gets it and can't get a good shot away. Broncos come back the other direction, led by Flint. Try to come back to LaSalle off the stick. Knutsen's got it though. He'll fire that on target. St. Mate rebound. And Peck got that one as well. Good chance for Flin Flon moments ago, but Muka couldn't find the handle. Speaking of Muka, he'll pick up the puck at his own blue line. Hit hard along the boards. Tried to move it ahead. Gave it away at the Bronco blue line. There's LaSalle kicking that one back at Flin Flon territory. 14.5 to go in the opening period. 1-0 Broncos. Flin Flon regrouping inside their own zone. Here's a quick pass up the right side to Lees. Lees across the Humboldt line. Try to come back out front to Seitz. Try to get a stick on it. Knocked away from him in the corner. Throws it back out front. Lees. Back out front. There's a chance. Ripped over top of it at that time by Arbery. Great chance there. But Sean can't hold it in. Phillips has got it here, the goal scorer tonight. Here comes Phillips. He'll play the puck to the Bomber blue line. Fashawn knocked it away. Back to Arbery at center, redirected across the line, but Sinchishin has it. He gets rid of it quickly. Here's the pass to Phillips. He'll tap it back inside Flin Flon territory. Phillips after it back out front, it's laying there. Bombers swatted away, and a quick pass up the middle for Seitz, but out of his reach. Knutsen's got it. Back outside, Phillips has got it. Phillips cuts in, shoots, big save, rebound, he scores! What a debut! Oh my goodness, not 1 but 2 early goals here by Oliver Phillips. He gets his own rebound, and bang, bang! It's 2-0 Humboldt Broncos. What a pickup by Braden Klamosko. He's big, maybe not the fastest skater, but boy, can he get down the ice, and he really has good hand-eye coordination. The Humboldt Broncos have quieted the Flin Flon crowd here with a couple of quick goals here by Oliver Phillips, and it's a 2-0 Bronco lead. They'll line up at center. Now the puck set back inside the Flin Flon zone. Knutsen will knock it down. He'll keep it in. Here's Knutsen trying to get to the front of the net. A backhander. That one knocked down in front. Ulmer for Flin Flon. Backhand pass. Picked up this time by Bruce. He moves it to Bowman at center. Here's Bowman. Back out front that time. A little bit behind Lesperance. Lesperance in the corner. Lost it to Knutsen. Puck comes to the blue line. Bruce a shot. That got blocked. Chance in front for Bowman and redirected off of Bronco. Over the glass and out of play. We'll try to get the official on the opening goals here by the Broncos tonight. A quick start, like we said, 2-0. Both goals scored here by Oliver Phillips. The first goal on the power play. Skogstad got the 1 assist. They're going to give McElwain the second one. And on the second goal, Knutsen will get the assist. So that's the official. Phillips is first at 2:24 on the power play. Skogstad, McElwain, and then Phillips again at 5:21. Knutson alone assist. Face off for the Broncos zone. Flin Flon wins it, looking to get something going here. Mounier can't knock it down. The Broncos got a 2-on-1 here. Miller down the right side with Struzzi. Miller walked in and he ripped that one wide. Cordy, he'll hold it in. Broncos looking for more. Already a quick 2-0 lead. Puck knocked away, though. Here's a chance for Wyatt Stitton. Pass it up to Alexander. He'll fly down the right side. Alexander brings it in. Nice pass up front. Ewan gets the shot away. The save is made. Best one of the night so far for Cotai. Here's Jacob Struzzi. Leads the league in points. Will bring it in. Loves to score on Flin Flon. A lot of big games against the Bombers. He throws that out front. And the save is made here by Devin Peck. Flin Flon some chances, but have not been able to get wood on in tight. They've had opportunities around that Humboldt net, but have not been able to get the puck to go down. And of course, Cotai did make that good save as well moments ago on Rhett Ewan. 12:28 to go in the opening period. Shots are 6-5 Broncos, and again, they lead at 2-0 and a pair of goals here by newcomer Oliver Phillips. Face off at the Flin Flon zone, the right of Devin Peck. Bombers win the draw. They work hard to get the puck out. Here comes Ryder Muke. Had a good chance earlier tonight. He'll dump that one in. McElwain back. Can't knock it down. Delisle got a stick on it, but knocked away from him. Flin Flon tries to hold it in. It's knocked away. Skogstad a partial break. Skogstad down the right side. Ripped it over top of the net. I think it might have caught Devin Peck's stick. Anyway, Flin Flon back on the attack. Here's Fashon with a chance. Fashon up the middle. Gets in off the goalpost. That close to getting Flin Flon on the board. Boy, that would have been a nice effort there. But was a nice effort. Would have been a nice goal. Great chance for Flin Flon again, but they can't beat the post. Martin grabs it in his blue line, plays it ahead to Delisle. He'll dump it back inside the Humboldt zone. Muke on top of McElwain. He gets rid of it. Puck grabbed here by Knutson. Back to center ice. And they're going to say that was hit ahead with a glove pass. They'll blow that down with 11.5 minutes to go. In the opening period, Humboldt in front 2-0. Flin Flon a goal post away from getting back in the action. Of course, Parents Weekend. Lots of parents here from far and wide to watch these two games here between Flin Flon and Humboldt as we get a face-off outside the Bomber blue line. Lee's lining up here against his guy, which was Chapman. Flin Flon will dump it in. Phillips is back there. What a story he's been here early. He'll move it ahead quickly. Picked up here by Hui. Hui across the line, fanned on it. Gets it back, throws it back out front, a little bit behind Knutson. He'll knock it down. Out front for LaSalle chance. Puck is bouncing. And the Bombers will clear it back down the ice. Paulson will race after it. Icing is negated. Knutson there to get it. Sights on top of him, but he gets rid of it quickly. Here's the pass to Chapman at center. Knocked away. Picked up by Lees. He'll backhand her back in Humboldt territory. Arbery will come out, but Cotai there first. Around the boards to Hui. Bumped along the boards. Humboldt clears it out. Sam Ward chipped it ahead, but out of the reach that time of Joey Lees. The puck will roll inside Humboldt territory. Knutson back to retrieve it. Here's the quick pass. Chipped back at Flin Flon territory by Phillips, the big goal scorer tonight. 2 goals here in the opening period. 2 goals the first 2 shifts. Here's Sinchichin with a steal. On target. Block it away. Rebound. Peck's got that. And the rebound quickly gobbled up here by Bowman. Bowman will flip that off the boards. Back down inside Humboldt territory. McElwain knocked it away. On the stick this time of Christian. Christian back down the other way across the Bomber line off the stick over the glass and out of play. And that'll be blown down with 10:13 to go. Let's see what's happening out of town. Lots of games tonight. Nip won a quick 2-0 lead on Melford in the opening period. Weyburn leads Warman 2-1 in the second. No score, Estevan Kindersley here tonight. The other games happening across the SJHL. 2-0 here for Humboldt, like we mentioned. And the newcomer, Oliver Phillips, has got both goals tonight as Miller will line up for the face-off here against the Bombers' Wyatt Stitton. Stitton will get the draw back of the goal for Ward. Quickly, Flin Flon gets it out right on the stick to Ewan. Can he catch up with it? No. Knocked away that time by Holowachuk, who's having a really nice game here tonight. Struzzi gets it back to center. That's picked up by Miller. Big hit below us as Rhett Ewan hits him. Miller comes back and taps him as well. Puck will roll in the Humboldt zone. There's Alexander. Trying to get a hold of the puck, but Holowachuk will get it, move it away. Puck stolen here by Stitton. Can't get the shot away. Alexander fighting for it in the corner, deep in Humboldt territory. Flin Flon down a pair of goals here in the opening period, needing a goal to get back in it. Chance in front for Ewan. It spins and fires. Cotai the save. Wasn't sure, but he got enough of it to knock it away. Alexander from an off angle. That goes wide. Ward will hold it in. Ward a good move along the boards. Back out front, but chipped away by Miller. Flin Flon, or Humboldt can't get it out. Now they do. Cordy He looks for the stretch pass down the right side, but that's knocked away by Ward. But he loses it quickly here to Strizzy. He'll feed that back over to Skogstad. A backhander on target. Save made here by Peck. Rebound goes to the back of the goal. Bombers will tap it out. Simchishin waits for it on the Humboldt side of center. Feeds that back to Skogstad. That's cut off by Ward. Muka will pick it up. He'll slap it in. Racing after it now is the Bombers' Delisle, but knocked away from him. Broncos play it ahead. There's the drop pass, but knocked back to center ice. Skogstad can't pick it up. The Bomber D have it. Here's the pass to Fashon. Plays that one ahead to Delisle, and Martin looks tired. He'll send that in for him. Intercepted by McElwain, and he'll clear it the length of the ice. They're going to say it hit somebody, so icing will be negated. Down to 8:22 to go in the opening period. Once again, a 2-0 Humboldt lead. Here comes Fashon at his blue line. Pass up the right side to Arbery. Dropped it back, leaves a chance, and Kotai gets his right pad on that. Broncos back the other way. Here comes LaSalle. The drop pass to Chapman, back out to LaSalle. Knocked down in front. Good defensive play that time by Jakubchuk, but steered away from him. Here's Huey back out front. Blocked by Arbery. Huey gets it back, tries to throw it out front. Peck's got it, and he'll hang on with 7:54 to go in the opening period. The Humboldt Broncos a 2-0 lead. Both goals once again by the newcomer here tonight, Oliver Phillips. Flin Flon trying to get on track. We're close. Fashon a goalpost, as close as they've been so far here in this opening period. So media timeout here as we take a look at what's happening around the SJHL. Actually got some scores from minor hockey tonight. The Peds Threads Bombers, they're at a tournament in Dauphin this weekend. Tough loss today, losing to Swan River 5-4, but hopefully can get back on track. Their next round robin game, that'll be against Brandon tomorrow. By the way, the U13 Bombers are actually in Humboldt for a tournament this weekend, and I believe that game is underway at the Elgar Peterson Arena, so hopefully get a score from Jonathan Cooper on that one before the game's out. But tough one for the U11 Peds Threads Bombers today. They dropped their first game to Swan River 5-4. A great effort though, and they'll get set to take on Brandon, like we said, tomorrow morning. And with the U13 Bombers in Humboldt for that big tournament, and that game I believe is just underway at the Elgar Peterson Arena in Humboldt tonight. Of course, the Bombers and Broncos, the big guys out are here with a 2-0 Humboldt lead. Face off in the Flin Flon zone, off the draw. Huey's shot got blocked. He got it back. He'll tap it back of the net. There's Bruce. Guy draped on him. Lees will pick it up, and he'll flip it to the far side. Picked up here by Arbery. Nice job by Arbery to poke that one out. Broncos tap it back in, but they're offside. Here's Jakubchuk. He takes the pass at his blue line. He's at center. He'll rip that one in. Arbery there to collect it. A shot on target. Kotai's got it. Got to juggle it a little bit, but he has it, and he'll hang on and make the save. Of course, his brother Josh Kotai. Big news. Big alumnus out of the SJHL. Of course, dominating goaltender of the Battleford Stars when they won it all a couple of years ago. Of course, he played for Brendan Klamosko and Battleford. And congratulations, has just been named to the Canadian squad for the Spangler Cup. So big news there. And of course, his younger brother, Nick Kotai, trying to follow in his footsteps. Those are big shoes to fill, though. Here's Mounier. Back of the net, trying to wrap around, but knocked away from him. McElwain will poke that out. That'll go down the ice. Should be a nicely called against the Broncos. It is, as Martin will race back, and we'll get a face-off once again back inside the Humboldt zone. So 7:14 to go. Shots are 9-8 Broncos, but again, a 2-0 lead here on a pair of goals by the newcomer tonight, Oliver Phillips. What an SJHL debut. Wyatt Stettin will line up for the face-off here against the Broncos. Phillips, all 6'7" of them. They're going to weigh. It look like they're going to weigh Phillips out, but no, he'll get to stay in there. Stettin, Ewan, and Alexander, the forward group, have been pretty good so far tonight. On the back end, they've got Mounier and Sam Ward. Broncos will carry the puck all the way back at Flin Flon territory. Puck laying there. Flin Flon will try to work it free. Phillips, sorry, that's the Broncos. Kaminsky who had that one pinned up along the boards. Comes back to Simchishin. His shot! Goal post! And Peck never saw it. Lots of traffic in front, so a goal post both ways here early. McElwain will get it back to center. Here's Kaminsky, a chance, but he can't get around Alexander. Phillips gets it back. He'll dump it in and go off for a change, and Flin Flon will pick up the puck deep in their own zone. Sam Ward back of his net. Leaves it there for Mounier. Around the boards it goes for Ulmer. Tried to poke that one ahead. Stinton wasn't sure where it was. Broncos have it. Here's a nice pass up to Strizzy. Strizzy across the line. Strizzy, backhand out front to Miller, can't get a stick on it. Good chance for Humboldt again. Bombers come back the other way, try to get it to Les Bronson. Eventually gets there, he'll tap it back in. Intercepted back of the goal by Holowachuk. Knutson has it, moves it ahead. Here's Strizzy down the wing. Strizzy walks in, a chance out front for Miller. How did the puck stay out? Puck comes to blue line, knocked down here. Opportunity now for Paulson, a chance, and Peck's got it even without a goal stick. He'll make the save and hang on. Boy, this Humboldt Bronco team, a well-oiled machine here in the opening period. And really could be up 4 or 5-0. Devin Peck making some saves, the saves he has to make to keep his team in it here in the opening period. Interesting game because Flin Flon hasn't played in 8 days, and the Broncos haven't played in 12 days. I thought we might see some rust, but certainly not from the visiting team tonight. Skogstad will take the face-off here deep in the Flin Flon zone against Lees to the left of the goaltender Devin Peck. Trying to hold the Bombers in this one tonight. Humboldt in front 2-0, and the Bombers trying to get on track offensively as Lees will pick it up, and that's going to go well over the glass. It's not in his own zone, so it won't be a penalty. 5:40 to go, shots 11-8 Broncos, and we'll get a face-off. Looks like we're going to go to center ice for this one. Lee sights at Arbery. The forward group will go to work against Skogstad, Bansley, and Flint. Broncos win the draw. Speaking of Flint, he gets his stick on at center, but he's bumped off it pretty quickly. Here's Leo Seitz for Flin Flon. He gets a chance, on target it goes, and Kotai, no problem. He'll stop those all night long. Got to get more traffic in front of him. That's the one thing the Humboldt Broncos have done really good tonight. Really did a nice job getting to the net. Flin Flon's had a couple sequences, but have not had a lot of offensive zone time in this hockey game. 5.5 minutes remaining in the opening period. A 2-0 Humboldt lead as Delisle will come in for the face-off here against Skogstad to the right of the goaltender Kotai. And Delisle is going to get waved out. So Martin got some OHL experience himself. Will go in and take the face-off here against Skogstad. Off the draw. Delisle a chance! Can he jam it? And he does! And the Bombers are on the board! Big goal there by Maverick Delisle. And boy, that's why you got to win face-offs in the offensive zone. Great job by Maverick Delisle right off the face-off. Gets it tight, shovels it underneath the left arm of Kotai. And the Bombers are on the board, and boy, did they ever need that. Maverick Delisle having himself a terrific year in Flin Flon this year, as he'll pick up the goal. And Flin Flon back in business here. They needed to get the next one, and they've certainly done that. So Maverick Delisle will score, and Flin Flon on the board here. That's Delisle's 7th of the year. And Flin Flon will see if they can come back to hold the puck on the blue line. Now it's stolen here, but that's going to be set up in the Humboldt bench here by Huey. And they'll blow that one down with 5:07 to go. But Flin Flon able to finally strike. At 14:35, the Bombers finally able to get back and beat Kotai, and Delisle will get his 7th of the season, second only to Joey Lees, who leads the squad, with 9 this year. But Maverick Delisle been a great pickup for the Bombers out of Quebec. Lees will take the face-off here against the Broncos' Chapman. So Flin Flon back in business. Lees will get waved out. Arbery goes in to take the draw. Humboldt wins the face-off. Paulson plays it ahead, and it's Huey. Back to center ice. Grabbed here quickly by Chapman. Across the line. To Knutson a chance. That went wide. Seitz will pick it up. Arbery racing after, but knocked away from him. Chapman plays it back to Knutson at his blue line. He gets a hold of it, lifts it inside the Flin Flon zone. Icing called against the Broncos with 4:44 to go. Let's get the official on the Bomber goal if we can. Like we said, it's Delisle's 7th of the year. It might be an unassisted goal. No, they're going to give Jack Martin an assist on that one, so there is one assist on the play. And that's right, that makes sense because Martin would have taken the face-off and they scored right off the draw. Bombers win the face-off, back to Fashon on the left point. Spins, fires, that one blocked in front. LaSalle and Alexander were tied up as the puck is shoveled off the boards, back down the ice. Icing again against Humboldt. Flin Flon another face-off. Back in the Broncos zone with 4.5 minutes to go in the opening period. Flin Flon on the board, trailing by a score of 2-1. So another big face-off in the Humboldt zone to the right of Kotai. Wyatt Stinton will take the face-off here against Owen Chapman. Stinton, Ewan, Alexander for Flin Flon, Fashon, and it looks like Batard on the back end. Flin Flon will shovel it back in. That's Alexander in the corner. Ewan, bump with the linesman there. Semchishin will move that one ahead, but Knutson can't get it out. Here's Alexander in the corner. Back out to Ewan. Spins and fires up and goes wide stick side. Hui will pick it up for Humboldt. Played that one back. LaSalle will tap it back in the Flin Flon zone. Ewan quickly to get a stick on that one. Back of the goal it goes. Here comes Bethard. Up the middle. Look out. He's got Ewan. He had the Broncos on a change. Ewan cuts in, and a good save by Kotai. His best of the night. Bombers caught the Broncos on a line change there. And Ewan gets a chance, but Kotai, a nice save as he got his left pad on that one, redirected it over the glass and out of play. But a good chance for the Bombers, that close to tying up the game here in the opening period. Another face-off deep in Humboldt territory. Flin Flon wins it again. That's Bowman. Back of the goal for L'Esperance. L'Esperance hit hard along the boards by McElwain. McElwain will get it back. Can't clear it out. Knocked down here by Bowman. Out front for L'Esperance, a chance, and Kotai a nice save. Picked up here by McElwain. And then it'll be lifted back down the ice. Another icing call against the Broncos. So great forechecking here by Flin Flon here late in this opening period. 3:36 remaining. Good effort by the Bombers. Now out shooting the Broncos. 12-11 have been rewarded with a goal here once again by Maverick Delisle. A pretty one right off the faceoff. Able to go in and make a good move on Kotai and put the puck underneath his left arm. Another faceoff inside the Humboldt zone. Maverick Delisle has got the Bomber goal, wins the draw. They'll shovel that in from Yuka, but picked up here by Holowachuk. Can't clear it out. Here's Martin. Martin looking for a lane. He spins, fires, easy save. Kotai will kick it out. Rebound back to Ward. His shot. Kotai sees it. Rebound is there. Picked up here by the Broncos, Phillips, and he'll lift that off the glass back in the Flin Flon zone. Bombers quickly get it back to center. Martin will dump it in, but McElwain waiting for it. Played that one back to Phillips at center. Phillips has the puck in behind him. Trying to track it. Delisle in there as well. Miller, he gets a hold of it. But knocked away at the Bomber blue line by Ward. Nice play. Feeds it up the right side. Here comes Ryder Muka. He's going to get dropped here. Taken down by the Humboldt D-man Paulson. And Flin Flon will try to match the Humboldt Bronco power play goal earlier tonight. So a tripping call, no doubt, will be called against Paulson. It is a trip. The referee will indicate that. And the Bombers, who have the fourth best power play in the SJHL, will get a chance to tie up this game here late in the opening period. Humboldt penalty kill ranked number 1 at 89%. Bomber power play guys, the key guys will be Lees and Ardbury. They lead the way with 4 power play goals apiece. Broncos send the puck down the ice. Peck to save, and Flin Flon will go to work. Here's Ward. Pass up the left side for Seitz. A little bit out of his reach, but he'll chip it in deep. Seitz gets it back. Blue line for Ward. Lots of traffic, a shot! Puck is loose, picked up by Seitz, and that one goes wide. Rhett Ewan back of the net. Here's Arbery, feeds it back the point to Ward. Ward will swing that pass to Seitz. Back to Ward, top of the circle. Arbery, a chance. Nice right pad save that time by Kotai. Arbery along the wall. Like we said, 4 power play goals on the air. Feeds it back to Ward. Arbery's got it. Arbery swings it back to Seitz. Back of the goal, Ewan tried to come back out front. Couldn't get the pass there. Here's Arbery. Hit hard along the board. Semchishin gets the puck to blue line, but held in by Seitz. Leaves it there for Ward. Here's Reed Arbery. Back out front to Ward. Tap that one ahead to Seitz. Back of the goal for Ewan. Back out front, nice pass, Arbery, and a good save by Kotai again. Loose puck out front, Seitz fanned on it. That one knocked wide that time by Alexander. Here's Ward at the blue line. Shot goes wide, comes out front, but nice job by Kotai to get the paddle on it. 43 seconds of the power play. Ward a one-timer, and Kotai gets a right pad on that. Alexander back of the net. Rimmed around the boards, takes a Humboldt bounce, and picked up by Semchishin. And he'll send it down the ice, and Flin Flon will get one more chance with 28 seconds to go. Here's Wyatt Stitton. Dumping the puck in deep this time for Ryder Muka. Around the boards for Delisle, he's got the Bomber goal. Stitton back then, picked up by McElwain. He'll hammer it off the boards, but again held in by Fashon. There's Ryder Muka. Taken down hard. Bombers get it back. Lee's back of the net. A minute to go in the period, and just 5 seconds to go in the power play. There's a long shot. Kotai the save. Lee's can't get a stick on it. Puck picked up and fired down the ice here by Chapman. And icing will be called. Good power play by the Bombers, but they can't beat Kotai, who made 3 really good saves on that Bomber man advantage. 47 seconds to go in the period. A 2-1 Humboldt lead. Shots are now 18-11 Bombers. But they're down a goal. They'll get a face-off back inside the Humboldt zone as L'Esperance, Ulmer, and Martin will go to work. Yakubchuk and Big Bruce on the back end. L'Esperance lining up for the face-off against Chapman. Broncos win the draw. Back of the goal to McElwain, quickly around the boards to Strizzy. Can't get it out. Flin Flon holds it in. There's a redirection by L'Esperance, but it goes wide. Martin back in front of the net. Knocked away this time by LaSalle. Back of the goal it goes. Broncos play at the blue line, held in again by Ulmer. Good pressure by Flin Flon late. Ulmer will get the puck back in deep, working hard back of the goal. It comes out front. Intercepted by Chapman. He'll play that one ahead to Strizzy at center. He'll play that ahead to the Humboldt D-man. That's Paulson. And he gets rid of it. Flin Flon, though, back on the attack. Martin a chance. Into the glove. And the save made here by Kotai, who's looked really good here. Gave up the 1 goal, but has made a number of good saves. Including a nice glove stop that time. 13 seconds to go in the opening period. A 2-1 Humboldt lead. One last chance for Flin Flon. Big face-off between Wyatt Stitton and the Broncos' Cordy. Humboldt wins the draw. Puck is cleared back to center ice. Miller takes the pass over to Cordy. Cordy cutting in. One last chance. He scores. What a goal. And Humboldt restores the 2-goal lead. That's how explosive this Humboldt Bronco team is. Cordy takes the give-and-go pass. He walks it upstairs where Grandma hides the peanut butter. And it's a 3-1 Humboldt lead. What a goal here by Cordy. He gets in alone, and he makes it happen, and that is his 5th of the year. That's going to come at the 1957 mark, and those are the goals that are absolute backbreakers. But Cordy, a nice one, his 5th of the year. Humboldt in front 3-1. And that's going to do it for the opening period here tonight as we get the announcement on the 3rd Humboldt goal. And they're going to give Simchishin, the D-man, the 1 assist on it. But what a period it was for the Humboldt Broncos as we take a look at the first period scoring summary here tonight. Broncos just 11 shots, but they score 3 times. The Bombers 1 on 18 as we take a look at the first period scoring summary before we take a break here for the opening intermission. Again, the newcomer tonight, a lot of talk about all 6'7" of them. We're talking the newcomer for the Humboldt Broncos tonight in Oliver Phillips, and boy, did he ever make his presence felt in that opening period tonight. He gets the Broncos on track early, a power play goal. He's left alone out front. His first from Skogstad and McElwain at 2:24. Quickly put Humboldt in front of that point, 1-0. Phillips will come back at the 5:21 mark. Gets a little bit of room to dangle. Gets the first shot. Peck makes the save. He gets the rebound. His second. Knutson the lone assist on that one. Flin Flon working hard to get back in the game. They get rewarded with a face-off win. Deep in Humboldt territory. Good job by Martin, the Bomber centerman. Wins the face-off. Quickly gets the pass over to Delisle. He gets in tight. Gets a quick chance. Goes low. Kotai was able to kind of bury it underneath his left arm. His 7th of the season. Flin Flon looked like they're back in business 2-1. Got a power play, couldn't convert. Got a couple chances after that, couldn't convert. And then the Broncos, wow, explosive at the end of the period. Good give and go with Simchishin and Miller. Simchishin starts the play, gets it over to Miller, who makes a fantastic pass to Cordy. He goes in alone and fires it over top of the left shoulder of the Bomber netminder Devin Peck. 5th of the year at 1957. And just like that, the Humboldt Broncos take a 3-1 lead after 20 minutes of play. Shots 18, or say they're saying 19-11 now. So 19-11 for Flin Flon. The Bombers 0 for 1 in the power play. The Broncos a perfect 1 for 1 and leading this game 3-1 after the opening 20. When the Humboldt Broncos, by the way, lead after 1 period of play this year, Their record is 5-2 when Flin Flon trails after one period of play this year, 0-4. They have not been a good team coming from behind. Humboldt in front, 3-1. 2 goals courtesy of the newcomer tonight, Oliver Phillips. We'll see if the Bombers can get things in check and get ready for the second period. One thing I do know, got to get the next goal. Can't afford to go down 4-1. But full marks to Humboldt. They've won 7 in a row. Arguably the best team in the league and looking very, very impressive here so far tonight. A 3-1 lead once again. After the opening 20 minutes, we'll take a break and come back with the second period momentarily. Alrighty, welcome back to Whitney Farm. The Flin Flon Bomber coaching staff is making their way back to the bench. That means the Humboldt Broncos and the Flin Flon Bombers won't be far behind. Once again, very impressive. The Humboldt Broncos, a 3-1 lead. What a beautiful goal. Again, at the end of the period, scored by Jeter Cordy. Just a beautiful give and go with Connor Miller. I told you, at the beginning of the broadcast tonight, the Strizzy, Cordy, Miller line, the best line in the SJHL. And they certainly showed that to the Bombers here at the end of the opening period. So Humboldt, a 3-1 lead. They have pretty decent record when they lead after one period of play this year. They're 5-2. And like we mentioned before we close things out to get ready for the first intermission, the Bombers have not been a good team coming from behind. Their record 0-4 when they've been after one period of hockey so far this year. So the good news for the Bombers is there's still plenty of hockey to go. And certainly they're going to need to get the next goal because like I mentioned, I don't think they can afford to go down 3 goals against this very veteran Humboldt team. So we'll see what happens here tonight. Let's take a look what's happening in other games around the league. Nipawin a 2-0 lead on Melfort. That's actually getting ready for the third period already. Wow. Weyburn a 4-1 lead on Warman. That's in the second. And Estevan Kindersley no score late in the opening period. Once again, minor hockey here tonight. A tough one for the U11 Pets Threads Bombers. Losing a heartbreaker at the tournament in Dauphin. They lose to Swan Valley 5-4. And we'll get set for Brandon, their next round robin game. Brandon, by the way, if you're thinking they're a powerhouse, you're right. Beat Swan Valley 19-2. That's a tough one. So the Pets Threads Bombers and the Brandon Wheat Kings will score off at 8 a.m. tomorrow. I'm certainly wishing them the best of luck in that game. It's a busy sports weekend. We got the Hatnot Kings and Queens zone volleyball. Last I checked, both teams were 1-0 to start the day. I know they're playing games into tonight. The Kings are playing games right here in Flin Flon. The Queens are off at zones in Cranberry. We'll hopefully have an update on that tonight. And of course, we mentioned the U13 Bombers at a tournament in Humboldt, taking on the home team Broncos tonight. Hopefully get a score on that one as well. And as we continue on with this Flow TV broadcast tonight, so once again a 3-1 Humboldt lead. Bombers outshot the Broncos 19-11 in the opening period. And Bradley out there right now. Is Mike going to, well, if he would have made the goalie switch, he would have made it already. He's just slow to get into the box. So Bradley will make his way in there. And Peck will come out to, in fact, start the second period. Kotai, of course, will continue with Humboldt, and he's pointing to something happening in the crease there. There must be some type of a wedge or something on the ice there. It's definitely got his attention. The 2 linesmen are over there working on the ice as well. Sometimes you get those wedges on the ice, and they're trying to freeze it up here, and Kotai quickly to point that out to the officials. It looks like they got things squared away. Now the other second official going to come over there. They continue to work on just outside the blue crease here. That's the Bombers' home end for 2 periods. And the Broncos will be down there for this period, but again, they're working on the ice just outside the blue paint here in the Humboldt net. Kotai watching carefully. And it looks like they're doing a pretty good job repairing that. Don't forget, these 2 teams will go at her again here tomorrow night. We'll be on Flow TV and radio tomorrow. So we'll have interviews with both the respective coaches before tomorrow night. Really looking forward to the second intermission. We're going to carry on with our Flin Flon Bomber Legend Series. Nolan Weir from the last championship team of 92-93, our guest tomorrow night. Definitely worth listening in. I had a great time catching up with Nolan. So many great memories. It was such a long time ago, but really, it doesn't seem like it. And anyway, he was a great ambassador for the Bombers for 3 years, part of that last championship team, 92-93, and he'll join us in our Bomber Legends series tomorrow. Underway in the second period. Humboldt in front 3-1. Bombers try to get going. Huey will knock the puck down. Now he gets away from him. Here's a chance now for Rhett Ewan. Try to throw that back out front for Stitton, but he's bounced off the play that time. Bruce will knock it down in front. Here's Ewan alone. A shot over top of the net. It goes. What a chance that was. Great job by Bruce to keep the puck in at the blue line. And he finds Rhett Ewan out front. And he can't get her to go, but he got in there, got a lot of room there, more room than he was probably expecting. Now we'll get a face-off back inside the Humboldt zone, so Stitton will go back to work here against Cordy. Face-off deep in Humboldt territory, just underway in the second period here tonight. Humboldt in front 3-1, they get the puck back to center. Here's a chance for Strizzy. Strizzy a chance, and he rips it off the blocker a peck. Yakimchuk, he'll get that back to center. Cordy cut it off, he feeds it back inside the Humboldt zone. Broncos work it back to Miller. He set up that beautiful goal by Cordy late in the opening period. Kicked it ahead, speaking of Cordy. He gets it back to Paulson. That hit a leg at center. Strizzy will grab it. Jacob Strizzy poked away from him at the last second. Here's Martin. He finds Muka. Muka takes the pass across the line. Shot got blocked. Muka got it back. Back out front. He had Martin there, but he couldn't get his stick away. Cordy did a good job containing him. Miller. Penalty coming up here. As be interesting to see who gets the penalty here. I think it's going to go to the Humboldt D-man Paulson. Interference against him, so Flin Flon will get their second power play of the game. The Bomber power play once again ranked 4th in the league at 22.6%. The Humboldt penalty kill ranked number 1 at 89. So we'll see if Flin Flon can make it a one-goal game again. Alexander set for the face-off here against the Broncos. Huey, who wins the draw, and down the ice it goes. Ward back with Skottstad watching him. Ward has it, pass up the middle to Alexander. Alexander across the Humboldt line. Here's Alexander bringing it in. Won't shoot it. Feeds it back to Ward at the line. Here's the pass to Seitz. Back to Ward. Gives it away. Intercepted by McElwain. Down the ice it goes. And if McElwain's not gassed, he's got a breakaway. Ward will pick it up back in his own net. Here's the pass to Arbery. Co-team leader with power play goals with 4. He and Joey Lees. Broncos have the puck though, and down the ice it goes again. Devin Peck will come out. He'll leave it back in the goal for Ward. Broncos will make a wholesale penalty kill change. A minute 12 to go in the Flin Flon power play, just underway in the second period. Here's the pass to Arbery. Knocked away that time. Nice job here by Chapman. Chapman shorthanded. Chapman behind the D. Cuts it. He scores. Shorthanded goal. 4-1 Broncos. Chapman takes it away from the D man, and he walks in, and he fires it low stick side here on Devin Peck. And the Humboldt Broncos putting on a clinic here in this hockey game tonight. Short-handed goal, 2:14 into the second period. What a play by Chapman as he gets it around the D-man, goes in alone, and a beautiful shot, low stick side. And the Humboldt Broncos have taken a 4-1 lead. Big goal there by Chapman. And that'll obviously be an unassisted goal. Flin Flon still in the power play for another 54 seconds. They'll throw that pass up the right side to Delisle. He's got the only Bomber goal tonight. He dumps that one in deep. Martin back of the goal. Martin tried to get it out front. There's a chance now for Lees, and he'll fire that off the bar. Great setup that time by Wyatt Stitton. Bombers come close. Martin tried to come back out front. 2 goal posts for Flin Flon in this game. Here's Fashon at the blue line, just holds it in. Delisle, back out front to Lees, can't pull the trigger. Here's Delisle, blue line for Fashon. Right side for Martin, back to Fashon at the line. Over to Martin, he's covered, can't shoot it. He'll drop it in the corner this time for Lees. 15 seconds to go in the power play. Here's Stitton, nice pass up front, they score! Joey Lees on the power play on a beautiful feed here by Wyatt Stinton. And Joey Lees able to come through with a beautiful goal here tonight. And for Joey Lees, that's his team-leading 10th of the season. Power play goal, the Bombers make up for the short-handed goal. And that'll come at the 3:06 mark. So Lees' 10th from Stitton. Chapman, of course, scored short-handed just before that. And that was Chapman's 2nd of the year. So Flin Flon back in business at 4-2 with a lot of time on the clock. Just under 17 minutes remaining in the second period. Here's Muka trying to break free here. That one got blocked that time by Holowachuk. Flin Flon throws it back out front. Alexander can't redirect it. But Flin Flon catching fire after that goal as they get the puck back inside the Humboldt zone. Les Bronze trying to get away from the big Humboldt D-man. Flin Flon will try to work it free. The big Humboldt forward is in there as well. Phillips has got 2 goals in the game. Flin Flon throws it through traffic off the glove that time of Kotai. Muka picked it up back of the Humboldt net, knocked away from him. And the Broncos will flip the puck out. Bruce has it on his side of center. Throws it back inside the Humboldt zone. Grabbed here by Simchishin, quickly gets rid of it. Puck picked up by Strizzy. He'll come back and grab it at his own blue line and feeds it back to Simchishin, who's got some room. Simchishin is center. Skates it inside the Flin Flon zone. There's a long shot, stopped by Peck, but a big rebound out front off the goalpost that time by Kaminsky. Huge rebound there. Flin Flon will chip it back in. It ended up hitting Paulson, so icing negated. Paulson quickly up the ice to Strizzy. Strizzy across the line, walks in, shoots, and he scores! Off the post and in. And Humboldt back in front by a score of 5-2. And Mike Reagan's seen enough. We're going to see the youngster, the Flin Flon Bomber backup goaltender is going to make his way in there. Not a good night for Devin Peck, who's been so good lately. Tough one for him tonight. Matthew Bradley will come in. And Peck is out of the game as he surrenders 5 goals on just 16 shots. Jacob Strizzy, though, continues his masterful year. Leading point getter in the SJHL. For Strizzy, that's his league-leading 18th of the season at the 4:26 mark. So Humboldt, a 5-2 lead. Strizzy's got his 18th of the year, and they're in front 5-2. We got a goaltending change here for the Bombers. Haven't seen much of Bradley, but he's going to get a chance to play here tonight. I'm sure he would have played last night with it being Parents' Weekend. It'll be interesting to see if he plays well the rest of the way, what Mike Reagan decides to do in the follow-up game tomorrow night. But Humboldt in front 5-2, but here's a steal by Stitt. Up front, there's a chance, they score! Martin on the doorstep, and we got ourselves a game again at 5-3. Goals coming fast and furious here in the second period. A great job by Wyatt Stitton again with the steal back of the net. And he'll feed it out front to Martin. He'll go 5-hole here. And the Bombers have made it a 2-goal game. Martin on the doorstep, and he's not going to miss from there as he'll go 5-hole. And the Flin Flon Bombers have made it a 2-goal game once again at 5-3. That's Martin's 4th of the year at the 4:56 mark. So 30 seconds after Strizzy made it 5-2, Martin's come back to make it a 5-3 game. And like I said, Martin's 4th of the year. So 5-3, Humboldt in front. We got a lot of time on the clock. 14:45 remaining here in the second period. The Bombers have the puck at center. Speaking of Martin, he's got it. He'll flip it across the line. McElwain, though, gets a hold of that one, throws it back in Flin Flon territory. Here's Fashon. Puck poked away from him. Muka will tap that one ahead, but Bansley has it. Feeds it back to McElwain. He'll dump it inside the Flin Flon zone. Picked up by Flint, but he's quickly bumped off the play. Broncos come in to help out. That's Ryder Muka. Nice job to get the puck back to center. McElwain gets a hold of it. He sends it right back inside the Flin Flon zone. Grabbed by Bethard, the D-man. He quickly gets rid of it. Bombers try to get that pass to Seitz. McElwain got a piece of it, but icing will be called. The Flin Flon Bomber bench does not agree. We'll see if they decide to go to center ice here. But we'll find out. 14:02 to go. No, it's gonna face-off gonna come back inside the Flin Flon zone. So 14:02 to go in the second period. A 5-3 Humboldt lead. Big goal here by Jack Martin has got Bombers back in the game again, and a beautiful setup by Wyatt Stitton back of the net. Broncos win the draw. Comes back to the blue line. Honowalchuk's shot steered away that time by Bradley in relief here of Devin Peck tonight. Lots of hockey to go. Here's Fashon in his blue line. Oh, took a big hit there, loses helmet. That takes a stick in the face. Oh my goodness, that's going to be a penalty. That's definitely accidental. I think the Humboldt player was just losing his balance as he went down. That's LaSalle. But boy, did he ever crack Flin across the noggin. This might be a 5-minute penalty. I can't see how he wouldn't have been cut on that play. No, it's only 2 minutes. I guess he wasn't. Well, good news for him. But Flin Flon back on the power play with a chance to make it a 1-goal game. And like I said, a tough break there for the Humboldt D-man Lascelles. He just lost his balance and went down. Certainly wasn't intentional. But we'll see if the Flin Flon Bombers can make them pay here with their third power play of the game. They are 1 for 2, but have also given up a shorthanded goal. Alexander to take the face-off against Huey in the Humboldt zone to the left of the netminder, Kotai. Number power play unit, Arbery, Alexander. Ewan, who's had lots of chances here tonight. Ward and Seitz. The Broncos have the puck. Great job by Seitz to hold that puck in. Here's Arbery. Back to blue line. Ward races to keep it in. He does. His shot out front. There's a chance. Puck is bouncing. They can't get it over to Alexander. Good work here by the Bomber D-man, though. Arbery muscled off the play. Arbery. Sorry, that's Ward at the blue line. He keeps it in. Alexander out front. Kotai the save. Puck is loose. They try to jam away. There's an opportunity. Puck is loose and picked up by Skogstad. And down the ice it goes. And Bradley will knock it down. Some good chances by Flin Flon, who've been feisty tonight for sure. Here's the pass to Arbery. Dropped it back to Ward. Up the left side to Seitz. Across the line for Ewan. Can't get any wood on it. Broncos have it. Chapman. A shorthanded goal tonight. Can't knock that one down. Here's Paulson. He gets a hold of it. Seitz will get a piece of it and knock it down inside Flin Flon territory. Chapman on top of him. A minute to go in the power play. 12:41 remaining here in the second period. 5-3 Broncos. Lots of goals tonight. Here's Muka. Dropped it back to Ward, his side of center. Muka takes the return pass inside Humboldt territory. Muka spins away. Good move. A shot. Good save that time, Kotai. Blocker to the blue line. Held in here by Flin. A chance. Muka redirects it, but over top of the net. Lees with a power play goal tonight. Tried to knock it down. His team leading 10th of the year. Flin holds it in. Here's Delisle. Back to Flin. Lee's side of the net. Chance fired. Kotai the save. Flin Flon will hold it in. Maverick Delisle in the corner. Back up front. Lee's the one-timer. Rebound. Bombers on the doorstep. Can't jam it in. Puck cleared out. Lee's quickly on it. He'll set Flin up. He's across the line. Flin dropped it back. Delisle back out front. Off the stick that time of McElwain. Knocked down here by Flin. He'll bring it back out front. Back of the goal. Back out front. Kotai the save. Play broken up this time. Here comes Chapman. Tried to feed that one over to Lascelles. Bombers break it up. Lots of great chances, but cannot solve Kotai. Here's the quick pass to Ulmer. He's across the blue line. Knocked away from him. Flin Flon almost had too many men on the ice there. Yakubchuk will get a hold of it and rip it right back in the Humboldt zone. Good game again here. Broncos in front 5-3. Oh, been an explosive game both ways. Yakubchuk along the boards. Flin Flon holds it in. Puck will come back to center ice. Grabbed here by Bruce. Christian on top of him. Yakubchuk played it back to Ulmer. He'll tap it inside the Broncos zone. Racing after it, Martin, but McElwain able to slap it away from him. Christian can't pick it up. Got a broken stick out there. Here's McElwain. Back to Phillips, right on the tape. Phillips has got it. 2 tonight already. Phillips going wide, looking for the hat trick as he throws it out front. Bombers chip it ahead. No, Knutson with the steal. That one gets blocked, gets his own rebound. He dropped Martin with the first shot. Martin back up. Puck is knocked down at center ice this time. And rolls back to Holowalchuk at his own blue line. Goes it across the line. Cordy's got it. Spins, fires. Over top of the Bomber net it goes. Holowalchuk holds it in. That goes wide again. Racing over to the right point to keep it in. Semchishiv right on the stick that time of Bruce. Feeds it back to Alexander. He's racing down the right side. Alexander's shot off the stick of Holowalchuk. It goes wide. Puck lifted down the ice. Look out. Strizzy racing after it. One for him already. Cordy's got it. Cordy back up front to Miller. A chance and a good save that time by Bradley. Strizzy on the doorstep. Weak shot out front. Strizzy gets it back. Out front pass. Oh, good save, Bradley. Robbing Knutson, the captain. And some rare playing time for the backup goaltender, Bradley. Entering the game tonight, has not played a ton. So far this season, only been in 4 games. He's 1-2. I guess this is his 4th game tonight. He's 1-2 on the season. a goals against, a 3.68, and a save percentage of 891, but a beautiful save there on the Humboldt captain. We've got a media timeout. Let's take a look at some scores out of town in the SJHL tonight. Well, that was a great save by Bradley, though. Estevan Kindersley scoreless out in the second period. Weyburn's got a convincing 5-1 lead on Warman. Late in the second period, Nipawin continues to lead Melfort tonight 2-0. They scored 2 goals right off the hop, this one at the Centennial Arena. Will Witter's got his 7th, and Brendan Olsen, who they just picked up from Melville, has also scored in that game here tonight. Nipawin Hawks, of course, tied with the Bombers entering play tonight. Both teams sitting 4th overall with 21 points. Nipawin's played 1 less game than Flin Flon. The Hawks are 10-5-1 on the year. The Bombers are 10-6-0-1, but do lead the season series head-to-head with Nipawin 2-1, including that impressive 6-1 victory here a couple weeks ago. That's what's happening out of town. 5-3 Humboldt leads it here. It was 3-1 Broncos after 2. They made it 4-1. Lees on the power play made it 4-2. Then quickly Jacob Strizzy, league leading 18th, to put them back in front 5-2, but then a nice goal by Martin. Wyatt Stinton gets the turnover back of the Humboldt net. He fires it right back out front. And once again, Flin Flon in this game still got half a game to go, so who knows, anything can happen. Unfortunate for Devin Peck as he's out of the game, as he gave up the 5 goals tonight on just 12 shots, so not a great game for him. But he's been good in other games, and no doubt will, I'm sure, bounce back like all veteran goaltenders do. Bradley getting a chance, though. He made a really good save moments ago to keep his team in this game. Here's Lees. Trying to play that one ahead. He's going to get a penalty as he hits Skogstad with his stick. So Humboldt set to go to the power play for this the second time tonight. They are 1 for 1 in the game. Lees will get a high sticking penalty, and again, unintentional, but if it goes up and hits somebody, that's what happens. So tough break for him, but we'll see if the Flin Flon Bomber penalty killing unit can get the job done. Do not want to fall down 3 goals for the second time again in this game tonight. So here comes the face-off back inside the Flin Flon zone, the Humboldt power play. Ranked 8th in the league, but they are 1 for 1 tonight. Bomber penalty kill, no slouch, ranked 5th overall at 81%. Flint back to blue line. Skogstad holds it in. Here's McElwain. Back to Skogstad. Nice pass out front. There's a chance, but fanning on it was LaSalle. Puck took a funny hop. Flin Flon can't clear it out. LaSalle gets it back. Along the boards it goes. Left point for Skogstad. Here's McElwain, the veteran. His shot, and Alexander got a piece of it. Flint will get the puck. Right point it goes. McElwain holding it in. McElwain back out front to Flint. Spins, fires. Good save, Bradley. Bruce, he'll pick it up. Gets it ahead here to Stinton, who found on it, but he gets a second chance. Then gets it back to center. Alexander trying to break free, but McElwain will come back. What a big hit there by Alexander as he cranked McElwain in the corner. But he has lots of assistance. The Broncos get it back to center. Here's an opportunity for Phillips. He can't pick it up. Icing against the Broncos. A break for Flin Flon. With 1:05 remaining in the Humboldt power play and 8.5 minutes to play in the second period here tonight. Once again, a 5-3 Humboldt lead. The goals coming fast and furious to start this second period tonight. Shots are 28-21 Flin Flon, and we've had a goaltending change. Devin Peck has been pulled in favor of the backup tonight, Matthew Bradley, who's made some really good saves since coming in relief here tonight. Bombers win the faceoff. Mounier. They'll waste some more time. He'll get it back to Fashon, who's had a strong game here tonight. He just drifts back in the Flin Flon zone, and he'll try to kill a little bit more time if he can, and he sends it the length of the ice. And look out, here comes Arbery racing after it. Nobody saw him. McElwain, now he comes over there and ties him up in the corner. They both fall down. Cordy will shovel that puck ahead to Strizzy. Strizzy's league leading 18th earlier tonight, throws it in deep. Mounier able to get a hold of it. Down the ice it goes. 31 seconds remaining in the Humboldt power play. Kotai will leave the puck back in the Humboldt net. Picked up here by Knutson. Here comes Knutson up the ice. Knutson to center. Carries it inside the Flin Flon zone. Bombers get it back. Bruce, he gets a hold of it. Just gets it out over top of Miller's stick. Paulson will knock it down in Humboldt territory. Swings that pass back to center ice. Scooped up here by Bansley. He can dangle. Left it there for Strizzy. Miller can't hold it in. Power play is over, back to 5 aside. Lees is back on the ice, and Humboldt's 1 for 2 tonight. Leo Seitz back of the Bomber net. In the corner here for Yakubchuk. He'll play that one ahead. Knocked down by Chapman, though, already a shorthanded goal tonight. Here's Chapman, a chance! And he tried to jam it in, and he's lifted it over top of the net. Lees will get to it. Trying to fight Chapman off, and he'll bounce it off the boards. It rolls back in Humboldt territory. Here's Paulson. Back over to Strizzy. Bumped by Martin. Both have scored here tonight. Nice job by Yakubchuk to play it ahead here to Wyatt Stinton. Stinton kind of held up there. Paulson will pick it up. Rimmed around the boards to Flint. And the Broncos work it back to center. Huey take it off to play that time by Bethard. A nice body check. Flint will pick it up. Goes back at the side, the Flin Flon zone. Broncos try to come back out front. Intercepted here by Muka. Good play. Gets it back to center ice. Holowachuk, the Humboldt D-man. He's got a hold of it. Flipped it back to the Bomber blue line. Picked up here by Chapman. Chapman down the left side. Thought about shooting it. Now he lets it rip, but it goes wide. McElwain will pinch in. McElwain back of the goal to Kaminsky. Kaminsky tied up back there. Falls down. Gets back up. Has the puck. Fans on it out front. Picked up by Ryder Muka. Can't clear. Holowachuk holds it in. A fired on target. Bradley redirects that to the corner. Good pressure by the Broncos here late in the second period. Martin lifted it ahead. Picked up here by Delisle. He and Muka break away. Delisle will flip that puck in deep in the Humboldt zone. There's Ryder Muka to collect it, but he can't work it out front. Delisle will get to it. Blue line, there's a quick shot that time, but got blocked. Nice job by Ward to release it quickly as soon as it was on his stick. Racing after it is Lesperance. Lesperance feeds it back to Mounier. His shot, wide of the mark. Ulmer after it, knocked away in the corner. Good pressure again by Flin Flon. This young line's been good tonight. Ward gets a chance, a shot redirected on target. Ooh, Kotai just able to squeeze those pads together and kick that one out. Looked like it might squeeze through there, but Kotai able to make the save, and it remains a 2-goal lead. Humboldt in front 5-3 with 5:24 to go in the second period here tonight. Another face-off inside the Humboldt zone to the right of Kotai. Shots are 29-22 Bombers. Humboldt out shooting Flin Flon though 11-10 in the second period. Paulson around the boards to Strizzy. Ball came back to the Bomber blue line. That's grabbed here and flipped ahead, but Cordy has it. What a goal he scored at the end of the opening period. Cordy pulled up the puck inside the Flin Flon zone. There's Mounier after it. And a guy on him, it was Miller. Lost it. Strizzy picked it up, tried to come back out front. The number one line for Humboldt goes to work here. We know how dangerous they are. Mounier. Played that one ahead to Ulmer. Miller, crunching body check along the boards. Flin Flon will flip it ahead. Knutson can't knock it down. Through his legs it goes, and he'll grab it on his side of center. Broncos back to the attack. Here's Miller. His shot partially blocked by Mounier. He'll get it back in the end. Alexander, though, took a run at him. Lesperance still out there. We'll flip it ahead. Alexander, oh, he almost had a break there, but a good defensive play by Simchishin. He's gone if he gets it past him. Broncos will dump it in for an ice. And with 4:24 to go in the second period, we'll get a face-off. Back inside the Humboldt blue line. What a game tonight. 29-22 the shots in favor of Flin Flon, but on the wrong end of a 5-3 score here tonight. And Devin Peck started the game but will not finish it. 5 goals on 12 shots tonight. Mike Reagan needed to make the move, and he does, and he puts in the backup goaltender tonight, like we mentioned, Matthew Bradley, who's been good since coming in relief. Lees will take the face-off against Skogstad back in the Humboldt zone to the left of the netminder. Kotai, looked like Flin Flon might have a lane, comes to the blue line. Yakubchuk just holds it in. Reed Arbery, back of the goal, try to put the squeeze here on Skogstad. They tie it up. Arbery will get it free. He'll flip it in deep. Lees goes after it. Knocked it back in it. Picked up here, though, by Knutson. Off the glass. Puck comes back to center. Picked up by Skogstad. He gets Bansley the puck, but he's tied up here with Bruce. They collide deep inside the Flin Flon zone. Yakubchuk, the Bomber D-man, will get the puck free. Here's Leo Seitz. There's a quick pass to Arbery up the right side. He's in Humboldt territory. Tried to thread that pass through, got blocked. Arbery breaking to the front of the net, a backhander. Good right pad, saved that time by Kotai. Stayed with him the whole way. McElwain will set it up the other way. Here comes Bansley. Dropped it back to McElwain. Quick chance! Left pad, saved that time for Bradley. Held in at the blue line, fired on target. Bradley's got it. And we'll get a face-off back at the Flin Flon zone. Some good goaltending here late in the second period by both netminders here tonight. Kotai, a good save moments ago. And then we saw Bradley come back with another good save himself as well. So 3:25 to go in the second period. Face-off back inside the Flin Flon zone. To the left of the young netminder, Matt Bradley. Wyatt Stinton 2 assists tonight. We'll take the face-off here against the Broncos' Lassell. Humboldt wins the draw. Speaking of Lassell, looking for the puck back, and it tied up here with Stinton. Lassell got it free. Poked it free, back of the net. Here's Lassell. Back of the goal. Centers it out front, and a great chance there, but underneath the stick of Chapman. Flin Flon will work it back. Here's a chance now for Alexander across the Humboldt line. Knocked away at the last second, throws it in back of the goal for Stinton. Stinton tried to come back out front, battling with McElwain in the corner. Stinton gets it back, shoots it. Weak shot, easy save that time. Kotai Alexander, a big hit back of the net. Boy, has he been impressive tonight. Landon Alexander. Back of the goal for Wyatt. Stinton has Paulson all over him. Rhett Ewan will get it, throws it out front, but knocked away here by the Broncos. They get something going to Huey at center. Huey down the wing, throws it out to the far side. Lassell was the trailer just out of his reach. Bombers tap it around the boards. Here comes Holowachuk. He'll hold it in, but now it's tapped away, and Knudsen's got it at center. He'll dump it back in. Look out, came right in front of the net. Bradley had to be careful on it. Phillips has got it. 2 goals back in the opening period. Humboldt debut tonight, throws it out front. Makes its way to the blue line. Holowachuk has it, spins, fires, hits Kaminsky, and goes up and hits the glass. Puck stays in play. Here's Muka. Up the right side, looking for Martin, a goal tonight. He'll race after it deep in the Humboldt zone. Flin Flon would love to get one here late to make it a 1-goal game. Muka fanned on it. Here comes the Broncos, Bansley. Ahead to Kaminsky, rolls to the front of the Bomber net. Grabbed and held onto here by young Matthew Bradley. 1:44 to go, second period. Humboldt in front, 5-3. Bombers out shooting the Broncos, 31-25, but Kotai making the saves he needed to make so far in this game tonight. Decent crowd here. We mentioned it's Parents' Weekend in Flin Flon for these next couple of nights. I'm assuming they'll have the ceremony with all the parents and stuff here tomorrow night. Cordy will take the face-off against Stinton once again inside the Flin Flon zone, the left of the goaltender Bradley. Stinton a nice game tonight, 2 beautiful assists, setting up both Joey Lees and Jack Martin. Cordy gets waved on the face-off circle. Miller goes in to take the draw. The Bombers win the face-off. Bruce around the boards. Right on the tape that time of Stinton. He's got some room. Stinton will take off the center. In across the Humboldt line. McElwain knocks him to the ice. Puck is underneath both of them. McElwain went down as well. Here's the pass up the middle. Nice job by Bruce to knock it away. Goes it back in the Humboldt zone. Cordy back. Alexander on top of him as they run at each other in the corner. Puck is free. Christian trying to get a stick on it. Strizzy in there as well. He'll pick it up. Jacob Strizzy flipped it ahead, but held in here by Jakubchuk. Spins, fire, save. Rebound in front, but Flin Flon can't get to it. And now the puck is cleared out. Bruce gets it back. He'll dump it in. Kotai got crossed up, but the Broncos will play it around the boards. Comes off Martin's skate, back to center. Jakubchuk will dump it in. Less than a minute to go. 50 seconds remaining here in this second period. It remains a 5-3 Humboldt lead. Here comes Ryder Muka. One last chance, maybe. He'll dump that one in deep. Martin will follow Bansley in there. Puck came out front. Grabbed by Strizzy. Quick pass to center ice. Here's Skogstad, but Flin Flon gets it back. 30 seconds to go. Mounier takes a look. Martin to center. Trying to throw that back up the right side to Muka, but McElwain all over that one. And he's going to dump it down the ice. That'll be a break for Flin Flon. They'll get an icing call, and they'll get a face-off inside the Humboldt zone. 19 seconds remaining in the second period. Big face-off coming up with a Humboldt in front by a score of 5-3. Flin Flon battling back all night against this powerhouse Humboldt club. Face-off to the right of the netminder, Kotai. Joey Lees will take the face-off as he'll line up here against Skogstad. Lees wins it back. There's a chance, a quick release by Seitz, and he ripped it wide. Great face-off win there by Lees. Off the glass, Vachon holds it in, but Skogstad blocked it. Puck will roll out. Comes back to center ice. Picked up here by Seitz. He'll dump it back inside the Humboldt zone. Icing against Flin Flon. The horn does go, but I think they're going to have to play. I think there's some time left on the clock here. And Humboldt will also obviously get a face-off inside the Flin Flon zone here, so you could probably get a good second and a half on the clock there. McElwain wants to skate off the ice here, but I don't think the period's done. The Bomber bench isn't going anywhere, and we're going to have a face-off inside the Flin Flon zone. There's still time up there. And you could argue for 2 full seconds as it ran down after the whistle. Well, they're only going to put .9 up there. Looked like more time than that to me, but now Humboldt will pull the goaltender out. Why not? So Kotai will come out, and they'll get 6 guys out there with .9 of a second up on the board. Miller to take the face-off here against Lees. And now that's going to do it here for the second period tonight. And Humboldt impressive, a 5-3 lead after 2 as we'll take a look at this second period scoring summary here momentarily. Give Flin Flon credit though, they've battled hard here tonight. So let's take a look at the second period scoring summary here. It was 3-1 Humboldt after 1. They got that real backbreaker goal by Cordy with just 3 seconds remaining. Kind of carried over to the beginning of the second period. Mike Reagan saying that shouldn't have been called. He says the D-man was standing there and didn't play the puck, but anyway. So the second period scoring summary here tonight. Chapman, a shorthanded goal. Able to grab the puck just outside the Flin Flon Bomber blue line, picked it up, went in alone, and able to score low blocker side here on Devin Peck. So Chapman, an unassisted shorthanded goal, putting Humboldt in front quickly 4-1, but the Bombers will come back on the power play. Joey Lees will get his team-leading 10th of the year. Wyatt Stinton, once again, the beautiful pass from him behind the net. That came at the 3:06 mark. But then another giveaway to Jacob Strizzy. League-leading 17th of the season. Paulson, the D-man, the 1 assist on that one. That was the goalie change. Matthew Bradley would come in after the goal by Strizzy, and it would kind of spark Flin Flon as Jack Martin would get his 4th of the year. Once again, a beautiful pass from Wyatt Stinton behind the net at the 4:56 mark to once again make it a 2-goal game at 5-3. Shots in the second period here tonight. The Broncos had 14, so they have a 2-period total of 25. The Bombers had 13, and they have a 2-period total of 32. Power plays, Flin Flon 1 for 3, Humboldt 1 for 2, and that's the story so far here at the Whitney Forum tonight. When the Humboldt Broncos lead after 40 minutes of play, a perfect 8-0 on the season. When Flin Flon trails after 2, 0-4. Still though, the goal's been going in fast and furious. We'll see if they can mount the comeback in the third tonight against this veteran Humboldt team. They battled hard all night, but find themselves down 5-3. Broncos in front after 40 minutes of play. We'll take a break and come back with an exciting third period momentarily. Alrighty, welcome back to Whitney Forum here as we're just about set to get rolling with the third period. Once again, a 5-3 Humboldt Bronco lead after 40 minutes. Some of the storylines tonight. Humboldt Broncos forward making his debut tonight. Oliver Phillips, of course, has played in the OHL, but the Broncos got him, my understanding, for Victoria of the BCHL. Anyway, what a debut for him here tonight. He scores the first 2 goals in his Bronco debut, so that's been one of the storylines tonight. Devin Peck, who's been pretty steady for the Bombers down the stretch, didn't have his best stuff tonight, but then again, when you look at the goals that were scored, none of them were really bad ones. And I mean, Humboldt is the elite team in the league, so a tough one for Peck tonight, though. 5 goals on 12 shots as he's made way for the Bomber backup tonight. Matt Bradley, who's coming, has actually looked pretty good, as he's been able to stop all 13 shots fired in his direction. Wyatt Stinton's got a couple of assists tonight for Flin Flon as well, playing well. It's another storyline there for the Bombers. Let's see what's happening out of town here tonight in the SJHL. The Nipawin Hawks have beaten the Melfort Mustangs by a score of 3-0. Weyburn, a 5-3 lead on Weyburn. That's midway through the second period. and Kindersley has scored. They lead Estevan 1-0. Heading into the third here tonight. Lots of other sporting action going on. As we'll take a look at what's happening with zone basketball. The Kings and Queens both doing very well, both 2-0 here, as they'll wrap up the round robin tomorrow. So the Hatnut Kings and Queens both sitting at 2-0 records. The Kings knocking off St. Teresa Point today. And they also beat the NNOC Warriors. So the Kings beating St. Teresa Point 25-5, 26-24. And then they won again 25-14, 25-11. They'll play Cranberry in their final round robin game tomorrow morning. The Hatnot Queens, of course, ranked number 1 on the girls' side. Knocked off NNOC plus the Frontier Raiders. And they'll play Norway House in their final round robin game tomorrow. Trying to get a score from the U13 Bombers. They are in Humboldt. There's a tournament there. They are playing the host Broncos here tonight. And we don't have a score from that, but we do have a score from U11 Ped Threads Bombers, as they were able to lose a heartbreaker to Swan Valley 5-4. They'll play Brandon tomorrow morning, needing a win, I'm assuming, to make the playoff round. Good game, though. They lost 5-4. A bit of a heartbreaker, took some penalties late, and the Stampeders able to prevail. 5-3, the Broncos in front here, third period at the Whitney Forum. Wyatt Stitton, 2 assists, like we mentioned, with the steal back of the goal. Rhett Ewan tried to jam it in. Kotai to save. Oh, great chance there for Stitton. Can't find the handle, though. Bombers have had their opportunities here tonight, no doubt about it. There's a chance, though, for Strizian behind the D. Strizzy already a goal tonight, lost it at the last second. He'll get it back. Front of the net, a shot. That goes wide, low blocker side here on Bradley. Bombers poke it back to center. There's Simchishin. Ahead to Strizzy as he flips the backhander inside the Flin Flon zone. Bruce has it back of the Bomber net. Skogstad watches him out front. Bruce hangs on. Up the middle. On target. Save made here by Kotai. And he'll make the save and hang on. Just underway here in this third period. 1:06 gone. Shots 34-25 Flin Flon, but again a 5-3 Bronco lead. Who quickly jumped out 2-0 on Flin Flon tonight, we mentioned. Oliver Phillips, the 6'7" forward out of Ottawa. Scoring in his Bronco debut quickly. Delisle came back, Cordy and Chapman would score. That was a 3-goal lead before Lees would strike. Strizzy comes back, and then Martin for Flin Flon. So it's been a kind of a seesaw battle back and forth here tonight, but Broncos have always been in control since early in the game. And again, the Flin Flon Bombers have yet to win a game this year when they trailed after 40 minutes of play. We'll see if they can do it tonight against the arguably the league's top team, who haven't lost a game when they've led after 2. Humboldt a perfect 8-0 when they lead after 40 minutes of play. Flin Flon working hard, though. Vachon will knock it down. Oh, he whiffed on that one, but he gets it back. He had Bansley all over him. Back of the goal from Yuka. Picked up here by Flint, the Humboldt D-man. He'll clear it outside the zone. Rolls back in Flin Flon territory. There's Vachon. Puck goes off a Bronco stick. Paulson will pick it up inside the Humboldt zone. Gets rid of it quickly. They're looking for Skogstad, but Bethard will knock it down inside his own end. Bethard forced back of the goal by Skogstad. And he'll take a look, and now he swings the pass. Vachon was nowhere to go, so he gives it back to him. Bethard over to Seitz. I think he got enough of it, so it won't be an icing call. Broncos back to get it. Here's Huey to LaSalle off the tip of his stick, picked up here by Ward. He gets it back for Flin Flon, dumps it in. The Humboldt D-man is there. That's Holowachuk. And he quickly clears it back to center. Here's Ward. Drop that one back to Mounier. Nice pass up the middle. Here comes Arbery. Arbery toe drag. Tried to throw it back out front to Seitz, but he was tied up. Seitz gets it back. Lees a goal tonight. Team leading 10th of the year, but swatted away from him. And that puck will hit the glass and then hit the netting, and they'll blow that down with 17:28 remaining here in the third period here tonight. Once again, it is a 5-3 Humboldt lead. Face-off back in the Broncos zone on left of the netminder, Kotai. L'Esperance will take the draw here against Phillips. Goes back to Paulson off the boards. Mounier knocked it down and held it in. Mounier along the boards. Tries to knock it down, keep the puck inside the Humboldt zone. Flin Flon tried to tap it ahead, but it winds up on the stick this time of Christian as he gets it back to center. And the puck will go up and hit somebody on the Humboldt bench. And they'll blow that one down. Great game between the U13 Bombers and Broncos. Late in the second period, the game tied up at 4. Bombers holding their own there. So U13 Kinsman Bombers in Humboldt tonight. 4-4 late in the second period. Lots of sports happening this weekend locally and abroad. And of course, it's Grey Cup weekend, that big game coming up on Sunday. Sure, the majority of fans out there cheering for the Rough Riders. I'm not one of them. I'll be cheering for Montreal. Anyway, Bombers knock it down. Here's Ulmer. Back of the goal, swatted away from him. Puck is swept around the boards. Bruce knocked it down. He fired that one wide. Yakimchuk will hold it in. Good pressure by the Bombers here early in the third period. Lesbron spins away from his guy. Back of the goal for Yakimchuk. Yakimchuk will drop it back of the goal for Big Rhett Ewan. Ewan a wraparound. Good save. Kotai. Rebound. Ewan a couple swats and the puck is still loose. And the Broncos have it. Great chances there. Bruce back of the net again. Puck hits a leg, stays in deep. Nobody seemed to know where the puck was. Paulson falls down, moves it ahead to Christian. And he'll bounce that off the boards. It won't have enough for an ice, I don't think. Yes, it will. I thought Bruce kind of let up on it a little bit, but they make the call. And Humboldt will have to get everybody back out there for a face-off deep in their own zone. 16-13 to play in the third period. A 5-3 Humboldt lead, but boy, Flin Flon working really hard here to start the third, out shooting the Broncos so far, 3-0 in this third period. Stitton, Ewan, what a line it's been. Alexander been great tonight. Bethard and Fashon on the back end for this big face-off to the right of the Bronco netminder Kotai. Flin Flon wins the draw. Landon Alexander along the boards. Here's Alexander moving to the front of the net, and that's knocked away. Penalty coming up here. And I think it's going to go to Paulson, the D-man. It's going to be a hooking call. So here we go. Flin Flon back on the power play for the fourth time tonight. They're 1 for 3. Bombers will get a great chance to make it a one-goal game here. Just underway here in the third period. 16:07 to go. Shots are 35-25 Bombers. Flin Flon on the power play for the fourth time tonight. They're 1 for 3. Off the face-off, that's picked up by Skogstad, and down the ice it goes. Bradley will stop it. Fashon will pick it up back and look out. Huey on top of him. Gets rid of it. Muka's got the pass at center. Muka back across the line, throws it out front to Stitton. Stitton lost the handle, intercepted by Huey. And down the ice it goes. Bradley the save, and Fashon will take over. A minute and a half to go in the power play. 15:40 remaining in the third period. Here's the pass to Lees. He sends it inside the Humboldt zone. Chapman can't pick it up. Knocked down by Delisle. Blue line it goes. Fashon looking for a lane. He'll drop it off instead for Delisle, a goal earlier tonight. Fashon. Side of the goal from Muka. Back of the net it happens to get to Stitton. Back to Muka. Broncos doing a good job keeping everybody on the outside. Here's Fashon. From Muka in the corner. Back of the net again. Lees can't get a stick on it. Chapman, a short-handed goal tonight, can't track that one down. Here's Fashon through traffic. On target, save made by Kotai. Muka's got the rebound. Through traffic, he had two guys open. Neither one of them got it. Nice job by Delisle to keep it. It throws it out front of Peter Rick, and it's in. Lees has scored again. His 11th of the year. And a power play marker for Flin Flon, Joey Lees. An absolutely beautiful redirection. And his tremendous season continues. Second tonight, 11th of the year. And a beautiful goal here. The quick release from the blue line. Joey Lees out front with the redirection. And the Bombers have made it a one-goal hockey game. A big power play goal here early in the third period. At the 5:05 mark. What a year for Joey Lees. Has never scored more than 5 in a year. He's got 11. And we're just in the middle of November, so a terrific season for the hometown four-year Bomber. And Flin Flon back in business at 5-4. They've been very, very good here in the third period. Bombers will dump it in. There's a chance again, but Alexander overskates it. Broncos, Jacob Strizzy. That hit a bloody, that's offside. Corney will touch up, and they'll blow the play down as we're getting the announcement on the fourth goal by Flin Flon tonight. Delisle and Muka will get the assists on the power play goal, so Lee's is 11th. Delisle and Muka the assists, and Flin Flon back in it at 5-4. Boy, what a game tonight. Every time these two teams hook up, it's just an extraordinary hockey game. Humboldt in front 5-4 with a face-off outside the Bomber blue line. Cordy to take the draw here against the Bombers' Wyatt Stitton. Plenty of time for Flin Flon outshooting the Broncos 37-25 here tonight. So Stitton will take the draw against Cordy. Referee came over to check something at the timekeeper's bench just below us here. Not sure what that was about. Jakubchuk's got the puck for Flin Flon though. Swings the pass to Ewan. Gets it across the line but knocked away here. Strizzy can't pick it up. It goes off his stick. Bruce is back. Got to come back to Alexander. Cordy took it from him. Swings the pass to Miller at center. Miller will pick it up. He's across the Bomber line. Miller going wide. Walks in. A shot's good. Saved by Bradley. Whoa. You can't let this first line get any room. That's what happens. A tremendous chance there for Colin Miller. But boy, what a save by Bradley, who's been impressive since coming in relief tonight of Devin Peck. Peck gave up 5 goals on 12 shots. And that's 14 saves for Bradley in relief, and that was a really good one against one of the top offensive players in the league. Like we mentioned, the Humboldt Broncos, Connor Miller, who's a very dangerous player. Liked him on the last year's team, but he's even better this time around. Face-off will come outside the Bomber blue line. Delisle a goal and an assist tonight. We'll get the face-off here against Skogstad. 5-4 Broncos in front here in the third period. Here's Simchishin at center. Rips it back inside the Flin Flon zone. Broncos along the boards. Can't squeeze it. Ryder Muka for Flin Flon. Tap that one ahead. Martin's got a stick on it. He'll poke it in, but Simchishin back to get it quickly. Simchishin is there. Up the middle it goes. He's got Bansley. Bansley picked up the pass. He drops that one off to Flint. Flint the wraparound. Good save by Bradley. Tracked it perfectly. And got the left pad down and made the save and kept it out. Great stretch pass there, and Broncos almost make the Bombers pay. They've been back on their heels to start the good chunk of the third period, but a couple of good chances there, including that chance seconds ago. Mike Reagan not happy. One of his D-men really giving him a hard time on the bench. Good save by Bradley, though. It keeps the score 5-4. 13:42 to go in the third period. LaSalle for the Broncos, lining up for the face-off here against the Bombers. Joey Lee's 2 goals tonight, 11 on the year. Broncos win the face-off. They throw that towards the front of the net. That's knocked down. There's a chance. Good opportunity that time for Chapman, a short-handed marker, looking for his second of the game. And Bradley will make the save, and he'll hang on. Another face-off back inside the Flin Flon zone. Broncos coming to life here, trying to restore that 2-goal lead. Chapman will go over some instruction, and he'll get set for the face-off here against Joey Lees. And for whatever reason tonight, the linesman's had all kinds of problems dropping this puck again. Now he comes over and he separates LaSalle for the Broncos. I think that's Bruce, the Bomber D-man. Now they drop the puck. Flin Flon wins the face-off, and it quickly hits Seitz' skate. He gets it quickly to center. Leo Seitz dropped it back to Lees. Shot from an off angle, kicked away that time by Kotai. Bruce has it again. Open net, they score! Reed Arbery's tied it! Reed Arbery's tied it. It's 5-5 in the third period. Big rebound in front of the Humboldt net. And look out, these young Flin Flon Bombers are not giving up against this high-octane Humboldt team. Reed Arbery able to gobble up the puck like a hungry man on a cheeseburger in front of that Humboldt net. And he's wide open out front, and he'll dump her in. And for Reed Arbery, that's his 7th of the year. Boy, the Bombers in the Whitney form coming to life here in this third period. That'll come at the 6:38 mark. And Reed Arbery's got his 7th of the year, and it's 5-5 with 13:15 to go in the third period. Here comes Christian, but it rolls off his skate. Boy, Flin Flon flying now. We'll see if they can keep it going. Jakubchuk able to break up the play. Not once, but twice. Now he gives it away. Broncos pick it up, a shot in front of the Bomber net. Puck is laying there. And Ward will quickly Dump that one ahead here to Bowman. Bowman back to Ulmer. He's taken down. Puck comes back to center. Ward gets on top of that, fires it on target, blockered away by Kotai. Over the glass and out of play. But boy, the Flin Flon Bombers have come back to tie things up. Let's get the official on the Reed Arbery goal tonight we mentioned. It's his 9th of the season. So Reed Arbery's got 9 goals. Lees and Bruce, the assists on that one. And holy cow, it's 5-5 here in the third period. 12:44 remaining as Delisle will line up for the face-off here against Cordy. Broncos quickly jump on this one. Miller had that one swatted away. The puck will roll back in the Humboldt zone. Knutson had to be careful. He had Delisle on top of him. Muka throws a body check, but the Broncos pick up the puck. Cordy down the ice. He falls down hard as he gets the puck deep in Flin Flon territory. There's Ward. Back at it goes here for Mounier, being chased here by Cordy. A couple guys on him. Can't get away. There's a shot from a sharp angle. Miller on the rebound. He scores! Horrible giveaway by the Bombers inside their own zone. And you can't let these high-powered Humboldt forwards get these pucks. And the tie didn't last long. Connor Miller. Mounier got trapped. He got double-teamed. And he lost the puck, and Connor Miller will make him pay. And the Broncos are back in front here tonight by a score of 6-5. Miller's 9th of the season. That'll come at the 6:44 mark. So Humboldt back in business. That might end up being an unassisted goal here. Broncos throw it right back in after faceoff. We got McElwain and Lesbrance. A big body check. Fans react to that. McElwain will dump that one ahead. Bansley's got it. Feeds that one back. Picked up here by Knutson. And sorry, that's Hanna Walchuk. He's offside. I don't think there was an assist on that Humboldt goal. I'm pretty sure there wasn't. Bad giveaway, like we said, by the Flin Flon Bombers inside their own zone. You just can't do that. They're saying Skogstad got it. That's wrong. Miller was clearly the guy that got the puck and put it in. Cordy getting an assist on it. Anyway, Humboldt in front 6-5. 11:56 to go in the third period. Bombers looked like they had things going, but a bad giveaway has put the Broncos back in front 6-5. Coincidental minors being handed out here as well. Bansley for Humboldt and Stitton's gone off here for Flin Flon. So 4-on-4 hockey for the first time in the game. Bombers will see if they can tie up this game again. Mounier at his own blue line. Not a defensive miscues by Flin Flon tonight. Back to Fashon. He has a little bit of room up the left side, but they quickly close the gap on him. Fashon back to the line. Traffic in front. There's a shot. Kotai's got it. Flin Flon hoping for a rebound. Reed Arbery, who has a goal tonight, and Joey Lees, who's got 2, are both in front. 6-5, Humboldt in front. Crazy game, no doubt about it. 11.5 minutes to play in the third period. Another face-off inside Humboldt territory. And the Bombers will go with Alexander, Stitton, Fashon, and Mounier. They win the draw, but nobody's on the back end. Flint races after it. Gets it back to McElwain. Sends that pass to Simchishin. Back to McElwain. Dropped it back to Simchishin. Had to be careful, picked up the puck right in front of his own net, but he's got some room. Simchishin takes off. He's across the Bomber line, knocked away, and fired on target. Bradley had to be careful there. He'll make the save and hang on, flip the quick chance, and Bradley makes the save and he hangs on with 11:11 to go in the third period. A wild one at the Whitney Forum. Good crowd here tonight, Parents Weekend. And we get to see these two teams go back to battle tomorrow night for the 4th and final time this year. Broncos looking for their 3rd straight win against Flin Flon this year. Winners of 7 straight games. Coming in tonight as Stitton will take the face-off against Miller. The Bomber penalty was handed out to Ulmer. He's in there serving the penalty right now. We mentioned, of course, serving the penalty for the Broncos is Bansley. 4-on-4 for another minute 4. Stitton swings the pass to Fashon. Fashon across the line. McElwain blocked it the first time. Stitton tried to come back out front. McElwain got it back, but now it's stolen back, and at this time by Alexander. They tied up. Alexander's had a really good game again. Throws some monster body checks. Yakimchuk holds it in, spins, fires up and wide. Deshaun will knock it down. Falls down, back out front. Yakimchuk, oh, he just ripped that one over top of the net. I thought Kotai might have been a little bit late reacting on it. Here comes Strizzy. Down the left side. Tried to dangle across the Bomber D-man. Ewan will get it back the other way. Here comes Rhett Ewan flying up the ice. Rhett Ewan hangs onto it. Back out to Yakimchuk, gets away. Better be careful, Strizzy on top of him. To Bruce. Back to Yakimchuk, 10 minutes to go in the third period. This is Leo Seitz. Center ice, carries the puck across the Bronco line. Seitz, good work along the left boards, runs out of room. No, Huey takes it for the Broncos. We're back to 5 aside. Bansley and Ulmer back on the ice. There's a pass to Bansley, and he'll chip it back in Flin Flon territory. Looking races after Mounier, looking for another turnover. Ulmer gets tied up with his guy, puck deep inside the Flin Flon zone. Ulmer trying to get a stick on it. Bansley in there as well. Huey takes his guy to the ice. Fans reacting to that. Play continues, pass in front that time, a little bit out of the reach of the Humboldt D-man Holowachuk. Bombers looking for the stretch pass to Ulmer. It's wide, goes to the side of the Humboldt net. Kotai grabs it, and he'll hang on. 9:15 to go in the third period. And the Humboldt bench reacting to something. I think they thought there should have been icing call, and I think they might be right. 9:15 to go. It'll be interesting to see if they come to center ice or not. And I think we might be getting immediate timeout. I think they might. I'm not sure what's going on. I think they might call the immediate timeout. Referee having a conversation here with Carter Hansen, the Humboldt assistant coach. Media timeout it is. Let's see what's happening with the out-of-town scoreboard tonight. 3 other games in the SJHL. One is a final, like we mentioned. Nipawin has blanked Melfort 3-0, so for at least the time being. Nipawin overtaking Flin Flon for 4th overall with 23 points, just 1 point behind Weyburn, who's actually won again. They held Warman. They made the comeback. It was 5-1. Warman comes back, winds up a 5-4 victory for Weyburn, though, so they'll pick up 2 more points. They have 26 points and are tied with Humboldt right now for 2nd spot. Broncos, of course, they hang on, will leapfrog ahead of them. So Nipawin beating Melfort 3-0, Warman losing to Weyburn 5-4. And the other game tonight, Kindersley, what a battle that's going on between them and Estevan. Clippers in front 1-0. That one in the third period here tonight. Lots of stuff happening. Out of town, we mentioned the U11 Bombers, the U11 Pets Threads Bombers losing to Swan River today 5-4. They're at a tournament in Dauphin. They'll play Brandon tomorrow morning. The U13 Kinsman Bombers in Humboldt. It's 4-4 late in the second period. That's the last score we had. And both the Kings and Queens are 2-0 at zone volleyball. They'll play their final round robin games tomorrow. The Kings hosting in Flin Flon. The Queens are playing down the road in Cranberry. 6-5, Humboldt leads it here tonight. Miller the go-ahead goal as Delisle will take the face-off against the big story in the first period. Again, that newcomer for the Humboldt Broncos, like we said, what a debut for him tonight. Oliver Phillips, 2 goals, the first 2 goals tonight. Not bad for his Bronco debut. And right now having a conversation here with the much smaller Jack Martin. But then again, everybody's small to him when you're 6'7". 9:09 to go in the third period tonight. 42-30 the shots in favor of Flin Flon, who did mount a nice little comeback here, scoring 3 straight goals to tie it up at 5. But the Broncos take the lead again. 6-5 here on a big goal by Miller. Face-off between Delisle and Phillips outside the Humboldt blue line. Plenty of time on the clock. 9:09 remaining in the third period tonight. Martin at center will tap it back inside the Humboldt zone. Broncos pick it up. Christian fanned on it. Gets it back, but Flin Flon will quickly jump on it. Muka picked it up. He'll send this one back in the Humboldt zone. Kotai going to come out of his net. Holowachuk gets it ahead to Kaminsky. Kaminsky's got some speed. He's got it to center. Kaminsky to the blue line. A shot. Look out. Save is made. Bradley wasn't sure where it was. There was so much traffic in front. Puck will come back to Broncos side of center. They've got it. Paulson back to McElwain. And sent back inside the Flin Flon zone. Flin will chase it down. 8:21 remaining in the hockey game. Here's the quick pass. Picked up by Bowman. Can't knock it down. McElwain has it. Paulson back to McElwain. We'll see a lot of McElwain, I would think, here the final few minutes. Logs a lot of minutes, obviously. One of the top D-men in the league. Ulmer along the boards. Can't find it. Yakubchuk back in the net. Look out, he got crossed up there. Broncos with a strong forecheck. We've seen that a couple times here tonight. Bombers moving ahead. Here's the pass to L'Esperance. L'Esperance has got it. He'll bring the puck in. L'Esperance along the boards. Took a hit. Back to the blue line. Bruce holds it in. There's a shot. Knocked down in front this time by Knutson. Feeds it back to Miller. Miller up the right side. Hangs on. Thruds it back out front. But the Bomber netminder, Bradley, will pounce on that, and we'll get a face-off inside the Flin Flon zone with 7:36 to play in the third period here tonight. A 6-5 Humboldt lead, a wild game. Back and forth all night. Bombers did come back to tie it, but Miller, taking advantage of a Bomber miscue in their own zone, has put the Broncos back in front 6-5. Bruce along the boards. Flin Flon will get it back to center. There's Simchishin. Yakubchuk will play that one ahead. Stitton over to Alexander. He'll tap it right back in. Simchishin gets it around the boards. Puck will come back outside the zone, back in Flin Flon territory. Icing called. Flin will pick it up, back of the net. Now we got a face-off back in Humboldt territory. 7:18 remaining. Parents' weekend, and looking forward to the fourth and final meeting of the year between these legendary foes here tomorrow night. Back on Flow TV, but back on radio as well. We'll kick things off with the Great North GM Coaches Show at 7:10. Drop of the puck at 7:30. Great broadcast tomorrow night, including a conversation with former Flin Flon Bomber Nolan Weir, part of that 92-93 championship team. The second installment of our Bomber Legend Series. It was great to, of course, talk to all these legendary Bombers throughout the years, and nice to have somebody from that last team to win an SJHL championship, which was, yes, a very long time ago, but literally, to some guys, seems like yesterday. Vachon lost the puck momentarily, got it back. Here's Rhett Ewan. He's been close all night, throws that one in deep for Stitton. Puck came in front, grabbed here by Skogstad. Alexander racing to keep the puck in. He shovels it towards the front of the net off the side of the Humboldt net. Kotai got his glove on it, but he couldn't grab it cleanly. Good hustle here by Stitton. Skogstad got it free. Over to Simchishin. Bombers on top of him. Great forecheck again. Puck picked up by Skogstad. Can't get it out. Leo Seitz on it. Here's Leo Seitz deep in Humboldt territory. Poked away in the corner. Simchishin, been out there a long time. Again, can't clear it. Lee's a chance. That one hit Skogstad. He'll hammer it off the boards. Grabbed here by Arbery. A big goal in the third period. Reed Arbery back of the Humboldt net. Gets it back to Yakubchuk. Long shot blocked, and finally the puck comes out. Bruce will grab it at center. Less than 6 minutes to go in the third period. Threads the needle to Arbery. Knocked away. Puck in front of the Humboldt net. There's Seitz racing after it. Poked away from him. LaSalle will carry it to center. Got into the Bomber blue line, and Broncos rolled up and in. Bradley stopped that. Left it back of the net this time for Yakubchuk. Feeds that to Bruce. Back to Yakubchuk. He takes off at center. Now he'll send the puck back in the Humboldt zone. Ryder Muka after it. Bumping in the corner that time with Paulson, the big Humboldt D-man. Paulson tries to pin it up here. Puck is dug free instead. Grabbed here by Chapman. Plays it back to Huey at center. He will poke it back in Flin Flon territory. Bethard is there for Flin Flon. Lost a handle. There's a chance for the Broncos. We got a penalty coming up here. I think Humboldt's going to take a penalty here. It's a slashing call. The stick taken out of Bethard's hands, and Huey's going to go for the slash. And Flin Flon 2 for 4 tonight. Going to get another power play to once again try and tie the game. Slashing penalty handed out here to Huey. And the Bomber power play, which has been good. They have given up a shorthanded goal, but they've also scored 2 power play goals. And they're going to get a big opportunity here to try and tie the game with 5:11 remaining. Lee's 2 already tonight. Lee's, Delisle, Stitton, Fashon, and Ryder Muka. Back to Muka, a shot off the mask here of Kotai. Oh, that puck had eyes, didn't it? Great chance there, but they come up empty. Beautiful face-off when Muka, a hard shot, but Kotai Finding a way to get his mask on it and make it the save. They all count, don't they? Puck comes back out front to Stinton through his legs. Got a guy on top of him, the big D-man McElwain. Throws him in the corner. Lees will pick up the puck. Lees back out front. There's a chance. Big stick save. Kotai robbing Muka again. But Sean will hold it in. His shot. Knocked down in front. Bouncing puck. And McElwain finds a way to get her down the ice. And the Bombers back to retrieve the puck. A minute 15 to go in the power play. 4:25 in the game. Reed Arbery, a power play goal in the game. Gets it in deep. Arbery back of the net. Here's Reed Arbery. Floats it to the blue line. Ward will hold it in. Sights the one-timer. And he couldn't get a clean shot away. Back of the goal. Bombers try to work it back out front. Rhett Ewan leaves it there for Ward. Ward back out front. Sights wants it. Spins, fires. Shot blocked. Arbery tries to get some wood on it as well, and he does. Reed Arbery. Back of the goal. Like we said, a goal tonight. Threads it back to the blue line. Nice pass. Leo Sights a chance. Blocked that time by the Broncos. Knutson. Bronco Betch cheers that. Ward. Back to Sights. One-timer well over top of the net. 30 seconds to go in the power play. Flin Flon continues to hold it in. Sights back of the goal for Ewan. Back out the blue line to Ward. There's a chance. Sights the one-timer, and again well over top of the net. Flin Flon holds it in. That's going to go over the glass and out of play. And that means the face-off will come outside the Humboldt zone. Great chance after great chance, but Flin Flon coming up empty. 16 seconds remaining in the power play. 3:27 in the third period. Humboldt in front 6-5. Well, the Bombers doing everything but putting the puck in on that power play, and it must have hit a Humboldt stick because the face-off is going to stay inside the Humboldt zone. So 16 seconds to go in the power play. Big face-off again to the right of Kotai. Stinton to take the draw here against Miller, who's got the go-ahead goal. Broncos win the face-off. Down the ice it goes. The save is made here by Bradley. We'll keep our eyes on him to make his way there for the extra attacker. There's 5 seconds to go in the power play. Here's Yakubchuk. Up the left side. Yakubchuk's got a lane. Yakubchuk walking in, and he finds it wide. Back to 5 aside as Huey's under the box. And guess what? He's got the puck in behind the D. Huey. Back of the Flin Flon net, looking for someone to give it to. Try to come back out front. Puck hit a skate, and everybody kind of lost sight of it. Stinton tried to play that one back. Huey blocked it. Back out front that time for Miller, but he can't shoot it. He'll hold it in, though. Here's Miller again. Fanned on that one. Corti back of the net. All 3 players on the top line have scored for Humboldt in this game. Simchishin throws that towards the front of the net and reaching up to grab it. Bradley, the Humboldt netminder. And he'll grab that and hang on with 2:36 remaining in the third period. 45-31, the shot's Flin Flon, but down a goal here late. We'll keep our eyes again, like we said, on Bradley, the Humboldt netminder. I have a feeling Mike Reagan wants to call a timeout here. He's signaling something on the ice. I know what timeout looks like, but that's a different sign. He's patting his chest. It must be something he wants to see here. Anyway, they drop the puck. The Bombers win the draw. Pass to Ulmer up the middle, trying to get a little bit of room, but 4 Broncos on top of him. Here's the steal, but Flin Flon offside. Great chance there by Martin. Sights just couldn't get over the top of the blue stripe quick enough, and nice job by Ulmer, though, who's also had a nice game here tonight. 2:26 to go. Third period. What a game tonight. Humboldt in front 6-5. Face off outside the Humboldt blue line. Skogstad to take the draw against Sights. Again, we'll keep our eyes on the Flin Flon Bomber netminder to see if he makes his way in there for the extra attacker. Bombers dump it in. Knutson fanned on it. Sights along the wall. Bomber netminder still in there. Puck will come back to Mounier, his side of center. Back to Martin, who's got a goal tonight as well. Back across the line. Nice job here by Ulmer. Knocked it down. Ulmer, a chance, and a good save by Kotai, who played at the angle perfectly along the bar, and he'll make the save. And Bradley is looking at the Bomber bench here. 2:02 remaining in this third period. What a game tonight between the Bombers and Broncos. Fans getting their money's worth once again. Bombers have called the timeout. We knew that was going to happen here late. And they'll go over a little bit of strategy as we take a look at what's happening once again out of town. One final tonight, a couple finals tonight. Weyburn holding off a determined Warman team 5-4. Don't forget Flin Flon will be in Warman on Tuesday and Wednesday. Nipawin a big win as they blanked the Melfort Mustangs tonight 3-0. And Estevan has scored, so they're now tied with Kindersley 1-1 with just over 5 minutes remaining in the third period. Last time we checked, the U13 Kinsman Bombers, Humboldt Broncos even at 4. Late in the second period in Humboldt tonight. And the U11 Peds Threads Bombers, a tough setback today, losing to Swan Valley 5-4. That tournament once again being played in Dauphin. 2:02 to go in the third period. Flin Flon calling their timeout. Face-off inside the Humboldt zone. Bradley's gone back out there. I thought they might pull him now, but I guess there's still enough time on the clock. They'll wait till they get control of the puck, and he'll make his way to the bench, I'm assuming, for the extra attacker. He's already halfway out. Well, here we go with a face-off inside the Humboldt zone to the right of Kotai. Wyatt Stitton set for the draw here against the Humboldt Broncos, Jeter Corty. Off the draw. Bombers get to the blue line. Bradley's still in there. There's a shot. Didn't miss by much. And again, it looked like Kotai kind of reacted late. Broncos are going to ice it. Bradley was making his way to the bench, and I think he's signaling now, should I come here with the face-off back inside in the Humboldt zone? Mike Reagan said something. I guess they'll wait to see who has possession after the face-off. Again, Bradley halfway out. Face-off back inside Humboldt territory. 1:52 remaining. A lot of time on the clock here in the third period. Wyatt Stitton once again set for the face-off here against Jeter Corty. Stitton, Arbery, Lees, Fashon, and Delisle. Bombers win the draw. Fashon, there goes the goalie out for the extra attacker. Alexander races out there. Flin Flon 6-on-5. Arbery knocked it down. Back of the goal for Alexander. Lees has it. Stitton to the blue line. Here's Fashon. Long shot. Didn't miss by much. Grabbed here by Alexander. Once again to the blue line. Fashon will hold it in. Here's Delisle in the corner for Wyatt Stitton. What a game he's had. Fashon. Top of the right circle. Gets the return pass just inside the blue line. Back to Arbery. That one got blocked by Corty. Arbery got it back. Broncos have blocked a lot of shots here late. Here's a chance they block another one. Jacob Strizzy that time. Stitton in the corner, 1:05 remaining in the game. Wyatt Stitton tried to slide that pass through. Knutson blocked it. Flin Flon worked it back to Delisle, who just kept it in. Puck will roll back of the Humboldt net. The big D-man McElwain is after it. Can't get it out. Here's a chance for Lees. Big fire! See, puck is loose. They try to jam it in. They get it in. They tie the game. Look out, Reed Arbery! They storm the net and tie the game. Kotai arguing and he lost his mask. McElwain loses his helmet as well. But here's a wild scramble in front of that. Flin Flon holds it in. Lees. The quick chance to save the puck is loose. And they jam it in here. And Reed Arbery's got his second of the night. 10th of the year. And what a wild game here at the Whitney Forum with 44 seconds to go. But they're having a conversation downstairs. I wonder if this will count or not. The goalie lost his helmet, and if that happened, they might be able to wave this off. We'll see what happens here. They put the clock up, they put the goal up on the clock, but I'm telling you that this might not be a guaranteed goal. Kotai's come out to the blue line. He's not happy. And he might have lost his mask here. I'd love to see the replay on this. But the Broncos are obviously arguing the call. Kotai is standing at the blue line here. And his mask was off. And McElwain was also down. Fans, well, you know what they think. They're calling it a goal. But again, it'd be great to see the replay here and see when that mask came off. If his mask is off with that puck, oh, they're saying it's a good goal. Kotai not happy, obviously. He skated right to the blue line, and I think Brent Klobosco not happy either, as he's given the referee a bit of an earful, I'm sure. And again, if we could see the replay, they're probably not going to run the replay, but I'd love to know when that helmet came off. Anyway. anyway, it's 6-6, 44 seconds remaining. McElwain will get it back to center. The puck will be flipped inside the Flin Flon zone. And boy, the Bombers better be careful here. They've given up the puck a ton tonight, and this Humboldt team are so good, especially with their backs against the wall. Yakimchuk up the boards here to Ryder Muka, who fights to get it back to Seitz at center. That one poked away from him. McElwain will chip it ahead. Grabbed here by Rhett Ewan. Knuckleball, look out, Kotai had trouble with that. McElwain got it back. Broncos ripped that around the boards. The puck will come back out to the Bomber blue line. Grabbed here by Bruce, he'll hang on. Flint on top of him. Bruce will regroup back of his net, and we're gonna get overtime here tonight. Let's see if we can get the official on the Reed Arbery goal. Bomber fans obviously happy, as they've been able to come back from all kinds of deficits tonight and tie this game. A couple big goals by Reed Arbery here in the third period. The official on the last goal, Arbery, Lees, and Stinton. The assists on that one. Shots in the third period, by the way. Holy cow, Flin Flon able to put up in the third period tonight 17. So the Bombers have 49 shots in the game. The Broncos in that third period only had 6. So they've got 31 in the game. So wow, Flin Flon outshooting the Broncos through regulation tonight, 49-31. And it'll be the second time that they've gone to extra time. The last time they met on October the 27th, and it went to a shootout that game. But give these Flin Flon Bombers credit, boy. They're undermanned against a really good Humboldt team, but they battled hard. They battled them really good in Humboldt as well back on the 27th, and they battled hard again here tonight. And full marks to the Bombers here. Going to get a chance to try and mount the comeback and pick up a big, big victory here and try to snap the Humboldt Broncos 7-game winning streak. Knutson still talking things over with the linesman here tonight. Broncos did not like that tying goal. So a lot of different storylines. Devin Peck started the game tonight, did not finish it. 5 goals on 12 shots. Making way for the youngster Bradley, who's come in and played very well, giving up just 1 goal tonight. So 3-on-3, here we go. Stinton, Alexander, and Fashon, Strizzy, Miller, and Knutson. The 3 big veterans here for Humboldt, so a good test here for this younger Bomber trio. Knutson, inside his own zone, swings the pass to Jacob Strizzy. We know how dangerous he is. Finding the back of the net 17 times, including 1 big goal tonight. Jacob Strizzy once again will start things off inside his own zone. Now he'll take it up the ice. Jacob Strizzy, look out, looking for some room. He breaks the free. Strizzy cuts in. Oh, and a big save by Bradley. Jacob Strizzy, what a beautiful setup. Took his time and beats 3 guys. Big save by Bradley. It stays 6-6, but Strizzy that close to ending it. Here's Fashon. Back inside the Humboldt zone. We'll thread the needle back to Lees. Back out front. Backdoor that time for Landon Alexander. McElwain, a big hit on him. They've been going at each other all night here. Cordy dropped it back to the Humboldt net. Picked up here by McElwain. Just underway in overtime. 3:53 to go. McElwain, the veteran Humboldt D-man. Here's McElwain. He'll bring the puck to center. Inside the Flin Flon zone. Going for broke. McElwain, a backhander, fired it wide. Reed Arbery, 2 goals in the third period, including the tying goal. Has it now for Flin Flon. Here's Reed Arbery to center ice. Dropped it back there. Joey Lees, 2 goals tonight, leads the team with 11. He's got it, throws it in deep this time for Mounier. Mounier trying to get away from Huey in the corner. He gets it back to Arbery, but he can't hold it in. Humboldt not letting Flin Flon get much offensive traction here in this overtime period. Here's Reed Arbery. Now he'll bring it across the line, hangs on, gets a quick chance, and that goes off of McElwain's stick. I wonder if McElwain will play the whole overtime. Flin Flon throws it out front. There's a chance for Fashon, but he can't pick up the pass. Fashon back of the goal. Wraparound attempt. Kotai there. McElwain's got the rebound, and he'll hang on to it back of his own net. 2:51 remaining in overtime. 6-6. Lots of offense here tonight. Here's a stretch pass. Chapman got that big short-handed goal. He'll chip that one in deep. Chapman Knocked it down in the corner. This guy's got lots of moves. Grease lightning, this guy. Chapman back to the blue line. Chapman hanging on to it. Throws it back out front. Huey a chance. That one got blocked. And the puck is poked out. Chapman back to get it. Big Rhett Ewan out there for Flin Flon. Been all Humboldt here in this overtime period. Chapman again to center. Made a good move. Here he comes again across the Bomber line. There's a chance. Bradley the save. Martin knocked it down. Plays it ahead. Here's a chance now from Mounier. Been out there a long time though. Mounier a chance. Good save by Kotai. Flin Flon almost had too many men. Muka got crossed up, but luckily for him, Mounier got back. Strizzy back out there, less than 2 minutes to go in overtime. Shots are 51-34 Flin Flon. The Bombers do have 2 shots in overtime here, but they've been from well out. Ryder Muka hangs onto it. Brings the puck back deep inside the Humboldt zone. Muka in the corner. Played it back to Fashon, his side of center. Being watched here by Miller. Muka's got it. Nice pass. 2-on-1 with Stitton. Stitton hangs on. Tried to get that one to go, and Kotai took it away. Good effort, though. Kotai closing the door. Best chance for Flin Flon in the overtime period. Here comes Strizzy again. Jacob Strizzy across the line. Flin Flon tried to get it away. They do. Stitton feeds it ahead. Another 2-on-1. It's Fashon and Alexander. Fashon, Alexander shoots. Oh, big save, Kotai, and he stopped the rebound as well. Fashon has it. Great chances for Flin Flon there. Throws it through traffic. Wyatt Stitton will pick it up for the Bombers. Cordy poked it away from him. 1 minute to go in the overtime period. Great chances both ways. Broncos dump it ahead. Picked up here by Knutson. Played it back to Cordy. Cordy at center. Across the Bomber line. Cordy getting in! Can he finish up? Puck is laying underneath the pads of Bradley, and he's got it. Cordy with a nice sweet dangle there. And Bradley able to close the wickets. And he'll make the save, but boy, are fans ever getting their money's worth here tonight. 42 seconds remaining in the overtime period. 6-6 is the score. Bombers, Broncos. 42.7 seconds to go. Both teams will change things up. Arbery, Lees, and Fashon come out there for Flin Flon. Corty, Chapman, and McElwain, the big Humboldt D-man, are getting set for this face-off inside the Flin Flon zone. So 42.7 seconds remaining of overtime. Broncos win the draw. Back to McElwain. Shovels that one in for Chapman. Fashon will pick it up. Left it back of the net this time for Joey Lees. Lees a 3-point game. Fashon. Back to Lees. Lees has got it. Quickly across the Humboldt line. Oh, look out. Puck knocked away by Cordy. He's got a partial break. Cordy in alone. Shoots. Save Bradley. Rebound. McElwain trying to pick it up. Fashon can't tie him up. Grabbed here by Arbery. There's 13 seconds to go. Here's the pass to Lees. Down the right side. Time winding down here. Lees from an off angle. Cordy the save. Rebound picked up here. Chapman's got it, and guess what? We're going to a shootout for the second straight time between these two teams. I'll tell you what, win or lose tonight, how can you not be impressed with the Bomber comeback? And how can you not be impressed with the play of the Bomber netminder Bradley? He's been fantastic. Bailed them out with a big save on Jacob Strizzy in the overtime, and followed it up with another big save moments ago on Cordy as well. The Bombers will get 5 shots through overtime. 54 tonight. Broncos also had 5 shots in overtime, and they've got 36, so it's going to come down to the shootout once again. Both backup goaltenders will get a chance to try to win this one for their team tonight. Of course, the last time it was a shootout, it was Tritt, the number 1 goaltender for the Broncos, against the Bomber number 1 netminder Peck. But backups tonight. And the Broncos look like they're going to start things off with Skogstad. He's going to be the first shooter here. So Skogstad will pick it up at center ice, and we're into the shootout. Skogstad takes his time. Middle of the ice, a shot. Oh, Bradley. He'll shut the door. And he'll make the save, and that's a nice way to start the shootout. They're going to go with Leo Seitz, who's had all kinds of opportunities here tonight. Tough to hear the whistles here with the crowd the way it is. Seitz almost took off, and now he has to go back, and now he hears the whistle, and he'll take it at center. Leo Seitz will pick it up. Seitz takes his time, walks in, stick save made, a good one by Kotai. Brilliant stop. And look out, it's Jacob Strizzy, who I have not seen him miss on a breakaway yet. I guess he missed the partial breakaway here, but he had a big breakaway goal against Flin Flon back in Humboldt back on the 27th. Jacob Strizzy, the top point getter in the SJHL, takes his time and he loses the handle. Doesn't happen often. Maybe the crowd a bit of a factor there, but Strizzy lost the handle and he's usually automatic. Joey Lee's 2 goals tonight, his team leading 10th and 11th, and he'll get a chance here. Lees has got it. He'll take his time. He's going to go up the right boards. Lees hangs on, walks in, scores! Over top of the left shoulder here, the fans like that. Lees has got a lot of family here, and his 2 sisters are pretty excited as he puts that one over top of the left shoulder here at Kotai. And Miller, who got 1 big goal for Humboldt, the third will need to score here. Here comes another big veteran for the Humboldt Broncos. Miller cutting in. Miller shoots. Save Bradley! Bombers pick up the W! Fighting away to knock off this mighty Humboldt Bronco team. Wild one at the Whitney Forum tonight. Joey Lee's the shootout winner. And how about the play of the backup netminder tonight, who I can tell you right now is going to be the first star of this hockey game, even before we picked them. Very impressed with the play of Matt Bradley tonight. Sensational, gave up just the 1 goal. He came in relief. It was a 5-2 game when he comes in to relieve Devin Peck tonight. Outstanding performance here from the Bomber backup netminder. And a great performance by him, who I would think should get the start tomorrow night. I'm not the coach, I realize that. I don't make the decisions. But in my opinion, I go right back with him. I think he earned it after an absolutely stunning performance here tonight. Not going to run down all the goals. We'll do the goals in the third period, though. Like I mentioned, it was 5-3 Humboldt after 2. The Bomber captain, Joey Lees. They're making a 5-4 game on the power play. Second of the night is 11th of the year. Delisle and Muka, the assistant, 5:05. That would make the score 5-4. Arbery would come back. He'd get his 9th. Lees and Bruce, the assist on that one at 5:38. Miller would put them back ahead. Flin Flon and Miscue in their own zone. Miller scores his 9th from Cordy at 6:48, but then a late goal with the goaltender pulled. Second of the night for Reed Arbery. 10th of the year. Lees and Stitton the assists at 19:06. Overtime settling nothing. Joey Lees the shootout winner. And the Bombers snap the Humboldt Broncos winning streak. And Flin Flon will keep pace with Nipawin, who also won tonight. So Flin Flon will improve to 11-6-0-1. The Hawks, like we said, a 3-0 win against Melfort. So 23 points apiece as the Bombers stay tied for 4th overall with the Nipawin Hawks. But a very, very dramatic victory here tonight as they find a way to pick up the 7-6 victory in the overtime shootout. 3 stars tonight. Reed Arbery going to be star number 3. Arbery 2 big goals, including the tying goal with 44 seconds remaining, as he's now up to 10 on the year. Star number 2, the Bomber captain, or the Bomber veteran, Joey Lees. Lees 2 goals tonight, 2 assists as well for a 4-point game. Probably could have went with him for. You could have argued that Arbery or Lees could have had star number 1, but again, like I said, I'm going to go with the Bomber backup netminder tonight. He came in and shut the door. Matthew Bradley, brilliant between the pipes, able to stop. Only give up the 1 goal in relief. Like we said, Peck got burned for 5 goals on 12 shots tonight. And the backup goalie Bradley came in and shut the door pretty much the rest of the way. The only goal to beat him was that giveaway when Miller pounced on it back in the third period. So Bradley star number 1. Lee's a 4-point game, including a shootout winner. He's star number 2. And Reed Arbery, 2 goals, including the tying goal with just less than a minute left in regulation. Star number 3 as the Bombers pick up the huge 7-6 victory in the shootout Parents Weekend. Fans absolutely thrilled. What a great game it was against this high-powered Humboldt Bronco team. Hats on the ice to signal the Leafs hat-trick. Well, 2 goals in regulation. He also gets a shootout goal. But a big, big game for the hometown 4-year Bomber. And like I said, lots of friends and family to watch him play here tonight. So pretty exciting for him and the team. We'll get set to take on these Humboldt Broncos once again in the rematch for the 4th and final time tomorrow night. We'll be back on Float TV, but we'll also be on radio as well. It all begins with the Great North pregame at 7:10 and drop of the puck at 7:30. Wild one from the Forum. Thanks for listening. We'll see you here tomorrow.